Wake up, Chicago. Wake up, world, because Riis didn't. Hey, Ruthie, this is the Maze Jackson Show. Hey, y'all, DJ Riis, this Maze and Ruthie. We doing the solo dolo because, once again, let me not say once again, because has DJ Riis ever done this?
No.
Not as of recent. No, actually, somebody else would call in and then we'd be like, Riis, you coming? So, hey, y'all, this is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my co-host, Ruthie Moore. We are waiting on DJ Riis the Ruler. Remember, he ain't gonna never be late. He ain't gonna never be wrong. But I think DJ Riis the Ruler, you know, he be talking all that smack, Ruthie. He can't hang with the...
He a lightweight.
He a lightweight. He is truly a lightweight. See, you can't hang with us if you can't go out no more if you can't make it to work the next day. And Riis, you know, Riis was that, you know, hey, man, you know, Riis has shut the joint down on you. He shut the joint down. I was like, you got to go home. Back it up, Riis. Back it up. Riis like, oh no, yep. And then he had his crew. So you know he was stunting. Riis was stunned last night. Hey y'all, this is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my co-host, Ruthie Moore. So we'll get all of the typical intros and all that stuff together if we get a pilot. If not, the soul plane to sit on. We could, you know, black folks to sit on the runway. You know, wait, like you said, you know, you can't get in. You still have a party.
Still have a party.
Still have a party. All right, y'all. So it's Maze and Ruthie in the building. We don't know if Todd is coming. I saw Todd on Saturday, Ruthie. And when I saw Todd on Saturday, he said he was gonna be here. Yeah, I seen him, but you know, he was out a little late. Hey, you ever seen Todd when he be out trying to be fresh? So I seen Todd at the club because we was out at Mayor Brian's birthday party. Way out. Shout out to Red Star too, out in Matson. The Southland done built them up their own little hole. You did, right? They be like, we ain't coming to the city, so we was out at Red Star celebrating Mayor Bryant's birthday.
Oh, it was a fundraiser.
Yeah, it was well, you know, he had his first birthday party, and then he had a birthday party fundraiser out at Red Star. So we was out there kicking it at Red Star, and you know when you go have a drink and you at the bar, and I was like, Todd, what can I saw Todd. Todd had on his Todd was looking swaggy. He had on a blazer. Oh. Then he had on his belt. But you know how you have on the belt and you ever seen like when people wear the belt and it be too long? So it be hanging out, but it ain't long enough to make it to the other loop.
I know what you're talking about.
Right? So I was like, man, you know, when Todd he had his little swag going. I was like, what you drinking, Todd? A Shirley Temple. No, I'm just joking. He was drinking water. But you know Todd ain't drinking no drink, especially not driving. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, Todd ain't. But it was a nice little humdinger out there. We was kicking it. It was quite a few. I've come to the recognition again, Ruthie. I tell you this every weekend that I go out and I'm outside past 9:00, I'm old. And so at the Mayor Brian's party, it's like, yeah, you're going to the mayor's party. You know, I was like, whew. About 7:00, I was like, you know, I ain't go. I was ready to go by like 8:15. They like, it's just getting started. I was like, what kind of political fundraiser is this that everybody started walking in at 11?
The good kind.
Ah, yes, it was. So you know what? Shout out to Mayor Brian. Shout out to Jasmine. Shout out to the whole. Shout out to Ryan and the whole crew that was out there doing their thing. Ruthie, how was your weekend, kid?
It was good. It was eventful.
It was good. You said it was good. Ruthie, I seen
tired.
Ruthie, I said when I seen you on Friday, I said, I ain't gonna even tell you. You know you was dressed like it was Easter. You was like,
I was going to a beach party.
You was going to you was going to some Caribbean stuff?
No, it was like a bohemian, you know, type of theme.
Bohemian. Look at you. What's bohemian? Ruthie, you be hanging with them white people, man.
No, I just had to go with the theme.
All right, so the white people. But you know, first of all, let me tell y'all got to stop posting about Reggie's too on the beach. Like, this is so nice. This is so you're leaving. Right? Y'all be like, I'm just telling y'all it's to hook up. No, it's not really. They gonna hook y'all up. Ruthie, but let me say, wait. Oh, yeah, when I saw you on Friday, you was going with your bohemian theme. And I said, Ruthie, where you going? Because she was like, I got to go. I was like, Ruthie, we still got me. I got to go. It's time, you know, you was looking at the sun like the sun was about to expire. And you was like, I got to get to it. And you said, Maze, you know I'm getting every bit out this summer. And I said, you bringing it like a washcloth. You know how you ever had to wring the washcloth and get like the last bit of water? So it's, Ruthie, you waiting till September 22nd. You going all the way to the last day. Labor Day be there.
Who said that's the last day? The people, right?
The white people, probably.
Exactly.
All right, well, you know what? If you headed west, this is when it starts to get hot. Like if you was going to San Francisco, this is like the time when they're having their going in there. Yeah. I like Indian summer, though. I told you I like fall the best because, you know, I got the best clothes for fall. All right, what else you do, Ruthie?
That's it.
That's it, you... Nah,
Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
I'm gonna tell y'all a secret. Ruthie watch football.
Man, I ain't watched that game.
And she has on NFL gear too. I seen you.
I told you I was gonna wear some Bears gear.
I seen you with your Bears gear on.
I know how to conform.
All right, y'all. So
I can be a conformist.
Barely. It's like, you be fighting it, though. You be like, I'm not going to do it. Then here you come doing the right thing.
I really like wearing the same clothes as other people. Like how everybody have like certain type of gear on. I love that type of stuff. I love a good theme.
Do you? You know what? Mm-hmm. I could tell because when I knew for real? When we did Halloween. Oh. That picture is still one of my classic pictures. That was hilarious. All right, Ruthie. Since we don't have Riis, I'm gonna just jump into some of my headlines real quick. First of all, Bears downed. It's usually bear down. It's Bears downed. We got whooped up yesterday. Shout out to Justin Fields, though. He did get on the field. I feel like it's just a giant tease. Mm-hmm. They like, we gonna pay Andy Dalton this $10 million. Yesterday they was like, man, what we waiting on? They was like, that's other people money. Y'all done spent the Andy Dalton money. Let's get to the Fields era right now. Ruthie, did we find out if he had a sister?
I'm waiting. He gonna slip up.
Oh my God! Did anybody see? Speaking of that though, did anybody see the pictures of Dak Prescott's girlfriend waiting for him after the game? It was like, don't let Ruthie see this picture.
What was wrong with it?
It was two white girls. They was in the skybox, and they had, how white girls really don't have a very big posterior. They had like little bitty. It was like a picture of the two white girls with two black dudes' numbers on their butts.
Did they really?
On their jeans, on their butts, and they was like looking out over the stadium, and then Dak was like, "I won."
I see it.
I'd be like, come on, brothers. Don't let when you see Dak sign a $160 million contract, I just don't like, because that happens to most white girls. They go back. They revert back. Like, they go, like, at some point down the line, like when he's not the man, she's going to go back. And yeah, it's just sad. I'm sorry, Dad. Hey, Ruthie.
I gotta click off.
I
gotta click off the picture.
And I mean, he went and got him some. They went and got them.
She an Instagram influencer.
She went and got her. Look at. I told y'all I had called off today. Didn't you check the days off book? Hey, y'all, excuse me. That was not a COVID cough. That was a trying too hard to do Riis's voice and scratch my own throat. That was DJ Riis talking about he overslept. Now, let's guess. Do you think, how does Riis come in? Do he come in apologetic, or do he come in like, I meant to do that?
The latter.
You think so?
He meant to do it.
Okay. Right. He gonna come in, he gonna have on. All right, y'all, we gonna see how Riis. We should put some bets on it. No, he probably watching now. He probably listening. So we can't even put no bet on. We gonna do it when he ain't listening. When we know he in the car. All right, y'all. What else, Ruthie? Erykah Badu is in town. I can still smell her.
You gonna find her today?
Nope. I told you. I don't have. If I cared, and I don't care, then I might. But since I don't care, I'm just telling you that I can still smell she's in town. All right, how about this one? Racial Equity Week begins today in Cook County. Ruthie, if you read page 8 and page 11 in the Chicago Sun-Times today, the state of black affairs is encapsulated in those 2 pages. Cook County President Tony Preckwinkle today will kick off Racial Equity Week, which is also the beginning of Hispanic Heritage Month. However, Ruthie, it is now, she clearly states that they are going to launch the Latinx agenda this year to reflect the change, and now that the Latino community is the largest minority in Cook County. There's so much to unpack in there. When you read it and you see it and you look at the pictures. And so I'm going to encourage everybody to go. Look, we're going to help the Chicago Sun-Times today. I want y'all to pick up the Chicago Sun-Times. I want y'all to look at it, and I want you to look at page and read the stories on page 8 and 11. And I want you to read them with the Mays Jackson eyeball. And I want you to read and listen to I damn near want to read it out loud. And I may do it because I think it may be poignant enough for you to. She said, hold on, Ruthie, because I got to let me find my notes. Because it said that, hold on. Racial equity, they were going to launch the Latinx agenda because, what did they say? They wanted to better represent the county's largest racial or ethnic minority group. That's what the Cook County Board president said, a black woman. At the same time, in the same paper on page 11, Alderman Jason Irvin is talking about the expansion of the construction set-aside program, in which he sells us on the compromise, while Alderman Villegas is like, that's a start. But he talking about, it's like they talking about our piece as ours as a start. Like that ain't enough. Y'all can do that while they still in the minority, but that ain't enough. While they still around, but that ain't enough. And it was crazy to see our guys selling us in the same article where the Latinos like, that ain't enough. At the same time that the black, the head of the party tells us that she is now implementing the Latino agenda. This is a black woman. So what I got to ask today is, who are the black people responsible for implementing the Latino agenda? Who are the black people that are responsible for implementing the Latino agenda? I'm sorry. It's so much to unpack in that article. Ruthie, when you look at the picture, you would think that the woman sitting next to President Preckwinkle is a black woman, but she's not. She is Latinx. Let me tell you, Ruthie, when she said I got to find the other quote, because she said, because this one got me, because this was, she said that there's in post-George Floyd, this is a Latina, post-George Floyd, there is a lot of equity theater going on. The audacity of me, the craziness of me reading this article of Latinos leveraging the death of George Floyd to get more. In a Cook County article where the black people, and they got the audacity to mention slavery and then be like, the president is talking about, okay, y'all, the 7 o'clock hour, you better turn your radio on. You better turn on your Facebook Live, your YouTube, your whatever, because I'm finna, if you can't read these two articles and see our demise documented, Racial Equity Week this week is told to us by the county board president that it's going to launch the Latinx agenda. Now, have we ever heard any black people talking about launching and implementing the black agenda to ensure that we were better reflected? And so while we still here in power, okay, I got to move. Because I be done told the whole 7 o'clock at 6 before. Ruthie? Why are you so quiet?
It's Monday. Why we?
Dude, don't be starting that. Don't you better. You can't look. You made it 2 weeks. I was like, I knew it was coming back.
They should have buried this story.
They really should have buried this story. Like, can I tell you? And then the irony of in the heads of racial equity for all. Do y'all know that all the heads of racial equity and diversity in the state are African? Yup. Uh-huh.
I mean, it's kind of the same, but like in the nation. Think about it. Barack, Kamala.
Zinga. If you see I'm just telling you. And it's like, and then when you read the letter, they are aligned with they are aligned with immigrants, not with black people. All y'all really need to do is watch the Yvonne Orgy special, and then y'all gonna stop telling me about y'all. Okay. It's so much. It was so, like, Ruthie, look at my papers. You know how when I be on something, you see how my paper, it ain't no space on it? Mm-hmm. And then I go outside the lines? That's what happened when I read them 2 articles. Like, the first one, I had put it second, and it needs to go to first. Because when I first saw it, I was like, and then the person wrote the article saying it was all good, got one of them long names too. Okay. Y'all don't want me to do this. Y'all don't want me to do that. Yeah, I'm gonna get my papers in order because I'm gonna stick with my papers. Okay, and can I tell you what else? And I'm gonna also tell y'all this.
Just look at the events.
Ruthie, I'm just saying, and they doing it with our help. Like, with our help. Like they gonna come. I bet you all the black people involved in this will be on black radio talking about they're mortgaging our future to protect. Can you imagine that's being rolled out by somebody that's ain't gonna be here to live, they ain't gonna be here to see it through? You gonna have to live with the launch of don't you at least wait till you get a Latin Cook County Board president before you launch their agenda? Who are the black people responsible for implementing the Latinx agenda? I just got to know that. But don't stop making faces. No, don't make no faces. It's Monday. See what I got to wake up to? You see how I wake up and I just can't even be at peace? Do you see that? How am I supposed to sleep with that? It's the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. That's my girl, Ruthie Moore, getting her hair busted early in the morning because she reading. They putting it in writing. Like, right in front of your face. You want to know how we slid off the cliff? Read the article. Read the article. All right, let me stop. Because y'all... let me see. Did y'all see Evander Holyfield got beat up this weekend? He thought he was Mike.
That is not how I ever wanted to see him.
You know what?
He got the check, though, I guess. But Jeezy Pete.
Man. He got whooped up. You watched it?
I only saw the highlights that everybody else saw.
It was the lowlights.
Man.
Evander Holyfield. You think he need the money that bad?
Had to. Otherwise, why would he do that?
Well, you know Rick Ross living in his crib now.
Oh, yeah. He got it for the low.
He got it for the low. Rick Ross said, but he said that the bill just to cut the grass had him have to cut his own. He was like, I bought me a lawnmower when I found out how much. Oh, my God. I know. Look, man. I got all that. Look, yeah, I got to be me, though. You look at here. Like, we all need to work together. It's the Maze Jackson Show. NBA Hall of Fame inductees this week. It was you kind of lost. If I was the NBA players, I wouldn't let them do my Hall of Fame induction on the same weekend as the first weekend of football. Can't do it. Because who watching that?
Who got inducted?
See? Chris Bosh, Tony Kukoc.
Chris Bosh.
Hey, man, Chris Bosh was he was one of the very first, I was giving a taste. Took Chris Bosh to his first circus.
What?
I got pictures. When he had first got drafted by the Toronto Raptors, high school, 18 years old, you know how, and it's like an inner city kid who ain't never been nowhere. So he was getting showered with gifts, and he was like, you ever been to the circus? He was like, the circus? Yep, sure did. Him and Robert Pack. right, Ruthie. Let me see what else is on the list. Oh, did I ask? Oh, I did ask you about Erykah Badu. All right, well, look, Ruthie. This would be the time that we would ordinarily welcome the WBGX, so we're going to do that. We're going to welcome the WBGX 1570 AM audience. I'm your host, Mace Jackson. Got my girl, Ruthie Moore, in the building. DJ Riis the Ruler fell asleep on us. He can't hang with the big guys. Ruthie, he a lightweight. You know how he be like, take care of my lightweight? Like, we got to get him, he can't drink with us no more. He can't have no more, and he definitely, Ruthie, he can't hang out no more. Like, we see Riis, we be like, you got a curfew, dog.
Go home, Riis.
Riis, go home. Go home. It's 8 o'clock. The street light, Riis got the street lights curfew now. You know, you can't go out if you can't make it to work. And Riis was like, yeah. Riis was in his element yesterday. You know, Riis practicing because, you know, Riis trying to, Riis about to take over kickoff, kickback.
Oh, what he gonna be doing?
Kicking off, kicking back.
He gonna make it?
I don't know. He better be the 12 o'clock game. It's on Sunday.
The next.
See, but you know Riis is Saturday night guy. Well, the way they play, we ain't get. Do we have any more? We don't have no more night. Oh, that's right. You got the schedule. I want to go. I really want to go to Las Vegas, but I really don't want to spend all that money to watch them lose.
That Vegas Bears game be popping. I know people that go every year.
No, you don't, because it ain't one. This the first year they had one.
No. Like to California. They travel to Florida.
Oh, yeah.
This cruise together.
This Vegas.
It's like a thing.
Yeah, well, it's a Bears travel crew. Who does it a lot is
okay.
The firm travels for a lot of games. Like if they go to black cities, they definitely going. Like if they go to Miami, they go to Atlanta, they go to Houston.
Yep.
If they go to any of the Florida places, then usually we gonna ball out. I wanted to go yesterday, but because I wanted to see the new stadium in LA. It's the newest. Well, actually, I think Vegas has the newest stadium, so that's gonna be off the chain. Tickets were $500. I think they done came. Why you make your face like that?
$500.
Yeah, they're gonna come down though. They'll be Chicago fans driving, thirsty Chicago fans driving the price up right now. Ooh, even though flights is cheap, are we flying now? Because I'm just saying, I don't know what the hell is going on with COVID. It's like I was watching NFL yesterday, like. So, it wasn't a mask. It wasn't a mask in sight. On the field, in the stands, nobody. They was like, what COVID?
I'm with you.
All right. So, Ruthie, I guess if you take us to break, I'm going to play a song, and then we'll come back. You think Riis going to take a shower before he come?
Yes.
You think so? Or you think he'll come in, he gonna have like them crusty, you know, he gonna have like the crust in his eyes.
I'm gonna do a bird bath.
You know, that's funny. Y'all call it a bird bath. I call it a Wednesday bath. There it is. See how I did that? Riis, you took a Wednesday. All right, y'all, it's the Mace Jackson Show. Ruthie, talk to the people while I go turn on some music. All right, take us to the break. Hold up. Go.
All right. So I looked up who is getting inducted into the NFL, into the NBA. Chris Bosh, Paul Pierce, one of our favorites, and then Ben Wallace, Bill Russell getting inducted as a coach. We got Chris Webber, Jay Wright, and Rick Edelman. And Tony Kukoc did get the international vote. I forgot he was international. And the women's committee, which I didn't know that was a thing. We've got Yolanda Griffin and Lauren Jackson. And also, we have for some of the contributors, we have Val Ackerman. And lastly, that might be of interest for the Early African American Pioneers Committee Direct Elect, it is Clarence Fats Jenkins. Don't know who that is, but I'm going to Google it.
WIIFTBP. I don't want my boat to be right. Rock my boat. Oh, please, don't you rock my boat. Oh, no, 'cause I don't want my boat to be right. I'm telling you just I like it like this. Keep this just like this. And you should know by now. I like it. I like it like I like it. I like it like I like it. I like it like I like it like this. Yeah. Satisfy my soul. Oh yeah. Satisfy my soul. Every little action satisfy my soul. A reaction satisfy my soul. Can't you see what you've done for me? Oh yeah, I'm happy inside all of the time. When bend the new corners, I feel like a sweet six winner. When I meet you around the corner, you make me feel like a sweet steak winner. Watch out. Can't you see? You must believe me. Oh, darling, darling, I'm calling. Can't you see? Why won't you believe me? Oh, darling, darling, I'm calling. When I meet you around the corner, oh, I said, baby, never let me be alone. 'Cause when you hold me tight, you make me feel alright. Yes, when you hold me tight, you make me feel alright. Can't you see? You must believe me. Oh, darling, darling, I'm calling. Can't you see? Why won't you believe me? Oh, darling, darling, I'm calling. Satisfy my soul. Satisfy my soul. Satisfy my soul. Satisfy my soul. That's all I want you to do. That's all I beg from you. Satisfy my soul.
WIIFTBP.
Yeah. Ooh. I miss your kiss.
Yo, who said devotion has to be sad? Yo, check this out. The Lord is my shepherd, I want. He's making me to lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside the still waters. He restores my soul. God's gonna turn it around. Come all the way with me. Don't leave me now. Come all the way with me.
Wake up, Chicago! Wake up, world. This is the Mace Jackson Show. The soul plane is still sitting on the ground. We grounded because DJ Riis the Ruler can't hang with the big guys. He was hanging with he's in the kiddie club. We gotta give him kiddie cocktails from now on. You know Riis gonna come in. I know I was. Riis, you got the kiddie cocktails going down. All right, Ruthie Mo. This is the time. I really don't even know where it's at. Whew, I was running from the place. The big voice. That's why I be like, and now it's time for the social media question of the day. So, Ruthie, have you seen this story about the project in the 44th Ward? Alderman Anthony Napolitano has a multifamily unit. It's off of Higgins Road. Where is it? Like 8535 West Higgins Road. Now, first though, you know what that is? Mm-mm. That's over there by O'Hare. Right? And so O'Hare, it's like a Northwest white kind of, like old school police, cop, fire neighborhood. It's almost like picking up a South Side neighborhood and dropping it on the North Side. Right? Same houses, same kind of thing. They just get a little bit more for their houses. But one of the things that they're trying to do is they were building an affordable housing complex that the neighbors and the aldermen have decided that they don't want to have. Now, there's a couple things that are playing into this. The first of all is it's the aldermanic prerogative. But it's the aldermanic prerogative surrounding an affordable housing unit being brought to a neighborhood. Ruthie, we hear stories all day, all night about how Chicago needs more affordable housing. But every single time there is an opportunity to build affordable housing, people say, no, I don't want it in my neighborhood. No, I don't want it in my neighborhood. And so the social media question of the day is, does anyone really want affordable housing in their neighborhood? When we talk about it, I think of it as, have you heard the words NIMBY? NIMBY, which means not in my backyard, right? So everybody agrees that we need affordable housing, but nobody really wants it to come to their neighborhood. Ruthie, I'm going to go turn the music down a little bit, but in the meantime, I want you to answer the question for me. Does anyone really want affordable housing in their neighborhood? What are your thoughts on that?
I think people definitely know there's a need for affordable housing. I think 297 units is a lot of housing in general. So who would want 297 of anything really in their neighborhood? So I think maybe the amount of affordable housing might be a part of the issue. So I think if that is part of the conversation, then I think that's valid. Because maybe can we just get 100? Maybe 50? But 300?
So, well, why is 300? Like you say, does anybody want 300 of anything? Do you think there's a stigma associated with affordable housing? Right? Because I think it's interesting to me because I deal in the business of affordable housing somewhat. We built, as a matter of fact, we're about to build 70 something units out in Sauk Trail. But
when I think about think about my own neighborhood and I think about where I see like the most stuff popping off, it's in larger apartment complexes that are generally run by, some of these, corporate,
but you think
corporations.
So is that what you think? So let me ask a question, because one of the things that came up in this was that it was racial, right? Like that by creating affordable housing, because some people are saying that the advocates are saying they want affordable housing so people who work at the airport can live closer, right? So they don't have to travel as far. And 300 housing when we have a housing crisis of tens of thousands of hundreds of thousands of needs of homes. It doesn't seem like a neighborhood. You think they let that happen in white neighborhoods? Because I see, what's the difference between affordable housing and the multi-unit tall skyscrapers that have 3 million people living in them, 3,000 units?
The upkeep and the investment and the surrounding neighborhood. So could this neighborhood support 297 people?
You think, I would say a neighborhood near the airport certainly could.
Well,
there are probably some economic development. Do you think it's race based though? Do you think is it that people and part of this I want to get into is because the aldermanic prerogative, when people say they don't want to have 300 new people move into their neighborhood, in my mind, when you say affordable housing, people think black and poor when they think of affordable housing. Or am I crazy?
Not necessarily. Like, I think affordable housing looks a lot of different ways. But I know some people do think of, like, concentrated poverty. And when you concentrate poverty anywhere, your outcome's going to be a little different.
So what's interesting to me is because affordable is not low income. Mm-hmm. And there seems to be
well, it depends on what your income is. Because affordable to you, we might be paying different things based on our income.
Tamiko be like, affordable to who? Because if it's based on a 4-person household, right? This is one thing. And you have a single family home, then you ain't making the same income. But I think that so first of all, I don't think that people make a distinction between affordable and low income. And I'm going to say that I believe affordable is you make a certain percentage of the median income. So it's not, you're not getting a $39 rent. You're not getting it subsidized. You pay a rent, you pay a mortgage. But I found that, not mortgage. Actually you can't pay a mortgage, but you pay a rent that's commensurate with your salary, i.e. think about this. A single in Old Town right now, a single unit, 700, 850 square feet is $4,000. Who can afford that? Like, I know people I can't afford that. $4,000. So affordable, quite frankly, is not the same as low income, but most of the people that are saying that they don't want affordable people coming to their neighborhoods live in affordable housing. Right? Like, and so part of this, and one of the things that they touched on, and I wonder, is it because when I see affordable housing, like, we build very nice affordable housing. Like, people fight to get into our units and they stay in the places and we can't never get them to leave. And we be like, come on, man. But anyway, my question becomes, do you think that the reason that these people are opposing the affordable housing is because of the numbers, and that is an excuse, or is that an excuse because they don't want those people?
I definitely think it's those people.
Well, because when you look at the neighborhood, now, are we moving to that neighborhood? You think black folks is moving up to, if they probably would be like, because we don't want to get shot.
That's like a Latino neighborhood.
It is now.
That's what I'm saying. So this about to be their affordable housing. Think about who work at the airport the most.
Okay.
And I read in this little article, they're touting young professionals. So who's the upcoming demographic in the city according to everybody?
According to
that ain't for us. So really, if I feel like Latino housing advocates should really be trying to get it low key.
So I think that's who's in the lead right now in most of those cases. So my question becomes, also, if it's race based, do you have the right to keep your neighborhood segregated?
That's the problem with automatic privilege.
Does the automatic... Okay.
Some of their privileges be a little race based.
Okay, so what happens when they want to build a 300 unit affordable project in Chatham? Mm-hmm. And it ain't for us. And and all the young white professionals be like, oh, you see they building $300,000 homes in Chatham. You can't get... I guess my question is, do you have a right to live around the people you want? Because here's what I do see. Because this is also going to break down into an aldermanic prerogative issue. And I think underneath there probably are a lot of racial undertones. When you think about these wards, I mean, you think about who lives in the wards, they probably have moved that far away so they could be as far away but as close to possible. You know how that go. But I guess my question is, in the case of aldermanic prerogative, should the neighborhoods be forced to change? And should we allow people from outside of Chicago? Because a lot of the people that are making these decisions are like, that's racial. I mean, but ain't Chicago racial? Ain't this the most racially segregated? I mean, I think this part of the appeal to what it is. Like, we have a comfortable level of segregation. Or do you want to go live around white folks, or do you just want to have the same stuff that white folks have in their access to the same stuff?
In theory, right, in a perfect world, you would think that aldermanic prerogative would be a good thing because they were elected by the people in the ward to make the decisions that they want in a perfect world. But stop playing, because the Chicago way, it don't work like that. Some aldermen do be running ramshot, keeping these neighborhoods super duper segregated. And so if the system actually worked like it was supposed to work, like if aldermen truly did represent the people in their wards for real, then I'm cool with aldermanic prerogative. But because it don't work like that, and aldermen be wielding their power to their own benefit and to uphold some of these racist systems of anywho. So yeah, so I think it's the downside of aldermanic prerogative, being able to keep some of these neighborhoods segregated.
So let me ask the question though. Don't you think the people, so just bear with me. Mm-hmm. Not black folks, but in the white neighborhoods. Okay. Don't the white folks, do you think, I feel like this alderman is really representing his constituents who do not want to see, if you live in a racist neighborhood, you gotta be racist, right? If you live in a neighborhood where the people have moved because they want to keep it white, ain't that your job? Don't we see that from Brian Hopkins and Alderman Riley all the time? They be like, look, man.
Listen, if they represent their people, right, I don't have a problem with it. But I will not advocate for them to be able to represent their people if my alderman on the south and the west side ain't representing me the same way. So no, take away the aldermanic prerogative, because it don't work the same for black and white.
Now, see, I can hear you on that.
So I'm cutting off my nose to spite my face.
Sounds like the story of our life. Sounds like the story of our life. Because Ruthie, can I be honest with you? I would love to live in an all-black neighborhood and no invaders if I knew that I could get the same stuff. If I could walk to the store.
Exactly. That's why I said it's about, can your neighborhood support these types of things? But I don't know, Maze. I think super petty. If we can't do it, they can't do it.
Right, but the problem is that's when they gonna be like, great, no aldermanic prerogative. Give us 87th Street.
It's like a double-edged sword.
It is, Ruthie. It is. Because I'm telling you, if they get rid of aldermanic prerogative, you finna start seeing all of your neighborhood.
You can't get rid of it, because if we say, you know what, one day we're gonna have aldermen that represent the people.
See, look at you.
And now we done got rid of aldermanic. So it's over with.
We give away our power. Like, this is the challenge. And today at 7:00, we're going to talk about how we be in between a rock and a hard place, Ruthie. Mm-hmm. Hey, is that DJ Riis the Ruler in the building? Did he make it he made it. Uh-oh,
Riis.
now Riis going to have an attitude with us because he was late.
Oh, no, listen, I woke up at, good morning, DJ.
Good morning, Riis the Ruler. Hey, y'all, that's DJ Riis the Ruler.
I'm going to walk in here with a smile. God, no, let me tell you, I didn't turn my alarm on, slept like I got my phone right next to me. I know I woke up and saw sunlight, so you know you're late. You know you're late when you see sunlight. So I get up, it's 6:13, and I'm going to tell you how toxic we are on the show. Instead of me saying, oh, man, I'm late, I said, oh, my God, I am finna be the joke of the show for the last 2 hours.
That's not toxic, man.
The last 2 hours, no, bro.
No,
at 6.
At least I was
I'm talking about like I got here now, so like now I'm going to be like the joke.
Riis,
you know how May's going to do.
Hey, man, see, look, I realize I can't act like this because y'all be sensitive in the millennial world. Oh. So I was like, when we play spades or bid, I got to be like, spade. I don't want to hurt you. This would be I'm gonna run a Boston. I don't want to say it very loudly because you might get too sensitive. Hey, y'all, it's the Maze Jackson Show. The whole squad is in the building. I think we just gonna write Todd off. You see, he made me waste ink. You see this?
And it's Monday.
It's Monday. He ain't here. Hey, that's all right though. Nah, you know what, y'all? I'm gonna tell you what, Alvin Riis. We knew Riis was gonna come through when he woke up. You know, we knew he was going to come through. I ain't never worried about if he going to come through. It's just he got to be awake. See, Riis hung out with the big guys yesterday. He a lightweight. He can't hang. Look, now it's going. Look. Now, let me not say that.
Is
No. Oh, Riis, it's okay. It's okay. Sleep till your heart's content. Oh, twinkle, twinkle, little star.
That's relaxing.
Oh, little Riis, where you are. I love it. All right, y'all. So here we go. Ruthie, if you could live in a segregated black neighborhood, well, shit, you do. Shucks.
I definitely do.
Shucks, you do.
But it don't have the walkability that I need. So I got to get in the car and go somewhere.
Okay. In the car. That's Chicago. Look, you ain't from Kankakee after all. I guess my question, so I feel like Alderman Napolitano is representing his people. Like, they don't want black people. Mm-hmm. They don't, or let's not say black, because we ain't moving on Higgins Road. Because you ain't moving to Higgins Road. Black people ain't moving to Higgins Road. So it's not but I do believe that when you say affordable housing, in people's mind, they think, oh my God, the invasion of the black people.
You know, what's interesting is it might be a sign that even these white people struggling financially and they need some help.
Well, Ruthie, the white people are struggling financially and they do need some help. The challenge is there's the stigma attached to affordable housing. Mm-hmm. Do you know the people that affordable housing now is not low income, but affordable is police, fire. All the people that live in this neighborhood could use home housing like that, because as the prices escalate, as the property taxes go through the roof, as people keep getting assessed out of their homes, right? They need stable places to live. Not just on the south side, not just on the west side, but even on the north side. Unfortunately, the people who have homes already are living in their affordable space.
You know, that's why so many white people move into the south and west side, because they are like priced out of the north side. So maybe if they get some affordable housing, maybe they might stay in their neighborhoods. But
if we give them, here go the problem. If we give them the affordable housing, if we bust up the aldermanic prerogative, then the alderman that we got on the south side, remember how when Alderman Jeanette Taylor was trying to, it's the white guys making the decisions downtown from Detroit telling us what's going to go in our neighborhoods. See, so let me give you an example. You know how all y'all love Reggie's on the beach? I just need for y'all to understand that before there was Reggie's on the beach, there was 3 million black people who could have operated a liquor establishment on the beach, but we said no. Right? Like, you trying to tell me that there is no black operator that as many years as everybody has populated that beach, that they couldn't have been nice until now the white people got a boat dock down the street? This is what I'm telling you. And it's like, so the prerogative says, we gonna give y'all the deck on 31st Street, and then we gonna make the white people run y'all out. We gonna give the white people the beautifuls, and black people like, woo, we got a beach. Look at y'all. So black people can't pour no drinks. Black people can't put no chairs down in a black neighborhood. And guess what? You'll celebrate it as though somebody did you a favor. Because we can't even see ourselves in that space. Look, y'all, it's the Mace Jackson Show. I think we're going to get this thing all together. DJ Riis, the ruler's in the building. Ruthie Moore, Mace Jackson. Let's take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll get to our topics, and we'll get the soul playing up. It's the Mace Jackson Show. We'll get some music, too. Peace.
The Mace Jackson Show will be back after this break.
WIIFTBP.
Monster Jam. Coming to Allstate Arena September 17th through 19th. Brought to you by BKT Tires. Visit monsterjam.com for event details. You have to see it live, so get your tickets today.
And now, traffic and weather.
Good morning. What's in it for the Black People Media family? The time is now 7:03 a.m. and I'm Riis the Ruler with your traffic and weather report. Over the traffic on the Kennedy O'Hare to the Loop is 45 minutes. Outbound to O'Hare will be 42. On the Eden Inbound from Deerfield to Exchange will be 39. Exchange to Deerfield is 27. On the Eisenhower, Thorndale to the Loop is 45 minutes. Back out to Thorndale will be 36. On the Stevenson from I-355 to the Dan Ryan is 50 minutes. Outbound is 33. On the Bishop Ford from I-80 to the Dan Ryan is 49 minutes. 29 minutes back out to I-80. The Dan Ryan is 20 minutes to the Loop, 15 minutes to 95th. On DuSable Lakeshore Drive, the south side is 7 minutes. That's 55th to Jackson, as well as Jackson to 55th, and 8 minutes north. Randolph to Bryn Mawr, as well as Bryn Mawr back to Randolph. Today's weather, it is currently 72 and sunny. Today, expect a high of 81 and a low of 70. I'm Reese the Ruler. Now here's So Good on the Maze Jackson Show.
I don't know what you did, but you did it right. Girl, you make it look so easy. Everywhere you go, there's turning left and right. Can't say you a dime, you're a 20-piece. Cause girl, you're the reason I be acting funny. Everything in me telling me don't let you get away. And all the guys looking like they wanna love you. Every day I'm your body, got not over my dead body. Why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? With your hair done, nails done, when you put that grown on, why you gotta look so good? With your hair done, nails done, when you put that grown on, girl, why you gotta look so good? I can look and see you're not an average chick. You're shutting it down everywhere you go. Girl, I want you as bad as I want a check. Cause you're sexy from head to toe. Girl, you're the reason I be acting funny. Everything in me telling me don't let you get away. And all the guys looking like they wanna love you. Every day I'm your body, got not over my dead body. Why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? With your hair done, nails done, when you put your grown on. It's something about you when you put your clothes on. When you're waking up straight out of bed, girl, why you gotta look so good? When you're at the job, just taking a break, girl, why you gotta look so good? In the club, turning up, why you gotta look so good? On the dance floor, giving more, why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? Girl, you know you be killing them when you be getting your own woman on. Why you gotta look so good? With your hair done, your nails done, when you put that grown on, girl, why you gotta look so good? Girl, why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good?
Back to the Maze Jackson Show. You are listening to the most dangerous show in the morning. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
For Ruthie Moore, for Todd Stoger, I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show, asking every single day, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them Maze said, Mayor Lightfoot, man, we ain't accepting that. We ain't accepting that. Let's go. Yeah.
let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts, man. Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you could put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gon' sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to send it. We need some different players in the game to handle business. Too many shady characters like Madigan and Blago. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets with hood legends, DNA get spilled on. Carjackers out here lurking, trying to get they steel on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Let us give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. And I'm concealed carry, I stay with the pipe. But Illinois gun laws giving minimal rights. Stay up on the swivel, make sure I'm moving tight. Check all of my mirrors when I pull up to the light. Pick my homie up from out of town, man, he caught a flight. He was hella nervous, told him, shorty, this a way of life. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks.
Wake up, Chicago! Wake up, world. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my co-host, Ruthie Moore. And finally, we got a pilot in the building, DJ Riis the Ruler. In case y'all didn't hear him snuck in, let me do it because, you know, it's tough for me sometimes if I don't get in my groove. So I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my girl, Ruthie Moore. DJ Riis the Ruler. Riis, how you feeling, man?
Blessed by the best. You already know the rest.
All right, man. I see you got your happy hat on, too, man. Your smiley face emoji. Hey, y'all, Riis was out. Y'all should have seen Riis out yesterday. He was in his
Riis
full...
can't kick it.
Riis can't... He can kick it. He just got to go home at... He got to go home at 8. He got to go home at 8.
Because I missed my alarm.
Excuses. Yeah, basically. When you don't miss your alarm when you don't kick it. You forget to set it when you be busy kicking it. Right? Like, that's why when I'm starting to go down the path, I set my alarm. Because I'd be like, I'm going to go lay down and be like, I forgot to set my alarm. Then it'd be like, no matter what you say.
One of Riis' friends tried to cash at me. But then he told me, no, I was talking about the business.
What you trying to cash at you for what? What happened?
That's why I didn't know. That's why I said, y'all, me and just be out here cash apping.
Reese boys, you know, you listen on Wednesday, you don't know what the heck mugs be doing around these days.
I said,
and what did he say? How did this conversation start?
I totally misunderstood what he was talking about.
Right. He was trying to patronize the business, like, you know, like, so Ruthie was just like being Ruthie, offering, hey, would you like this? You want to try this? So he was
like, Ruthie, you was just alpha. So he was like, I'll take that podcast.
I was trying to
like
sell
sell some stuff, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So like, you know, like she like, hey man, what would you want? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, get this, get that. So he was like, nah. He's like, hey, what's your cash app? I just cash app you the money. So at this point, Ruthie thinking that, you know what I'm saying? So
he didn't say $40, did he?
He didn't say, like, who was that? That was beside you?
That was my sister.
Oh, so like her sister go, nah, Ruthie, he talking about the business. She said, oh, I thought you trying to cash out me.
Ruthie was running around, but look, he tried to cash at me too. I was like, what's going on around here?
You know what? My ego was too big right there. But he was very nice about it. And he was like, no, I cash app you too.
Oh, well, how come y'all ain't called me if he was just passing out cash apps?
He was one of your bros.
See? You notice Riis hang out with
a lot of Sigmas, yep. He brought his line,
He
brother,
needed
though.
he needs security. He was like, because you know what happened if you know if it go down, Riis. You know you got to find the bros. You got to find the Sigmas because the alphas be like, pass me my briefcase. Hand me that's not in the contract.
We'll get him in court.
We'd be like, you got to make it to court, my dude. You got to make it to court. All right, y'all, this is the Maze Jackson Show. Maze, Ruthie, and Riis. Riis, so we locked in. Let's get the soul plane up to 60,000 feet. Let's get this thing up, and away. We did the social media question of the day. Riis, open up the phone lines, too, for me, my brother. Because we did ask, does anybody want affordable housing in their neighborhood? Let me just ask real quick. What's affordable rent? Like, what's affordable rent and what's realistic? Like, what's affordable? What's low? Okay, what's low income? What's affordable? And what's too damn high? So let's go with low income because I heard that low income I heard people be paying like $36 or $50 for their rent. Is that true?
That might have maybe been back in the day.
Okay, so how do you pay rent if you live in low income? Section 8?
Probably a voucher or something.
A voucher, okay. What's affordable? What's affordable rent?
Affordable?
Yep.
Like,
okay, what's affordable? And do you pay
it's
affordable?
It's so relative.
Right. So, but what's the cost? What's the affordable cost of an average 2-bedroom house? Apartment.
Probably on the lower end of the spectrum. $650, $700. On the low end, I think you could probably get a 2-bedroom in some neighborhoods.
What neighborhood is that?
That's what I'm saying. On the
who
on
neighborhood
the lower
can you get a
spectrum.
2-bedroom for $650?
On the lower spectrum, $650, $700.
Okay. That's low income. Okay, so what's medium? What's medium for a 2-bedroom? Like, what should you realistically expect if you want to have a decent neighborhood? And I don't even know what decent is.
Probably $700 to $1,000.
Riis, what you say?
Probably about 1,500. Yeah, about 15.
Okay. So wait, where you getting seven? Where you get? Okay. So now where is that at, Riis?
You said
Is that in the south side or west side?
Oh,
you gotta pay $1,500 for a 2-bedroom?
Yeah, about like 12 to 15, yeah. Out west and out south for sure. Out west for sure.
15. Okay. How far out west? All the way west? All over the west side?
Like all over the
2-bedroom,
west side.
$1,500. All right. What's high?
My rent.
Uh-huh.
Okay. What you paying? How much you got a 2-bedroom?
No, I got a little what is it, like a little bungalow.
Okay.
A bungalow house.
How much?
Almost $3K a month.
Okay. Dang, Riis, you balling hard. Go ahead. Ruthie, why you close your eyes like that?
That is a lot.
That's why he be at 3. That's why he got 3 jobs. And he right next to Taco Tuesday too. You better tell him you need a rent discount.
And it go and what's crazy that it go up every year.
Oh yeah, he cause he know.
I mean, you got a whole crib though.
Okay.
Jeezy Pete's, that's a lot. I say on average, too much to me is probably anything above $1,300.
Sheesh. You. Okay. All right. $1,500 for a 2-bedroom out west is too high. I feel like $1,500 is that seem
900, 1,000.
okay. That's why I feel like it will be probably somewhere at 900,000. I think I'm okay. All right. I was just just for tickles and giggles in Old Town Park. Is a client that I have. A 1-bedroom. A studio is $3,500. A 1-bedroom is $4,000. 2-bedroom anywhere from 4 to 5, depending on how many floors you go up. And can I tell you what? It's sold out. Now, in each one of the buildings, we negotiate that 20% of that will be affordable. And the low income rent is $1,000. Right? The affordable is 25 to 3 a month for a 1-bedroom. I'd be like, where do these people
What neighborhood is that?
That's Old Town. Like if you see Old Town Park, those are the new developments. But as I look, I keep seeing all of these people building these apartments, and I say, who affords this rent? Like, who can really afford this? Like, I'm just saying, $4,500 for a 1-bedroom that is like not even the size of this station. And so it seems to me that a lot of people have put stigma on affordable housing, but they would need it. I'm not talking about low income, but again, $2,500. I mean, to say that somebody can make $4,000, like, I just think that we should not have the stigma against affordable housing. Because teachers and not lawyers, but teachers and people who have full-time jobs cannot afford $4,500 a month for a 1-bedroom. Where you gonna put your kids?
I think housing should be a right.
It is a right. That's the 35. That's what the projects were.
Really? I mean, okay. So what would be the problem with the city of Chicago having rent caps?
Because the moment that you tell me that this is the amount of money I can make, it's only so much work I'm gonna do. I'm a capitalist, right? So people pay more money for better stuff.
But ain't 4K, like, can that be the cap? We already determined that is already super high.
So for a cap for a 1-bedroom, sure it could be.
So what's the problem with this conversation shifting into rent caps?
I'm saying that because to have a $4,500 a month, it means that you gotta buy different glass. It means you gotta buy different steel. It means you gotta buy different finishes. It means that the $4,500 ain't just, we just arbitrarily charge you for $4,500. You getting a whole bunch of other stuff.
I feel like a lot of it is arbitrary based on the neighborhood, which is oftentimes race based. That's how this pricing is. It's race based.
No, I don't think so. I think if you want to build a house anywhere in the city of Chicago right now, besides the dirt, it's $200 a square foot. Whether you buy it, whether you build it up north or whether you build it down south out west.
But if you build it up north, ain't it gonna be worth more than if you build it out south? Just literally based on the neighborhood.
Oh, you're right. I can see that. But we talking about rent right now. So I'm saying like the value. So, but just like think about when they build these new high rises in the South Loop, that was nothing. Mm-hmm. They automatically go to those rents too. It's like, so they can put them anywhere. My question is, though, we got to get rid of the stigma for affordable housing. That's really what my point is. Because essentially, for most people cannot afford market rate.
Yeah, because the market is rigged. It's based on, it's rate, like it's, housing insecurity is a real thing, and people spend a lot of their money on rent, and some people spend a lot of their money on, on possibly a mortgage or two, depending on what their investments are. But I definitely do think that rents are like out of control, and these landlords, some of them out of control with these prices, and so
somebody paying it though.
Somebody paying it because where else not for real. If you look at the crisis that's going on, the eviction moratorium and how people ain't paying, that should show you that for so long that the system been so top heavy. That's why people taking advantage of it because they like, this the only relief I'm ever gonna get. Do you know how much people be working and scrimping and scraping just to have somewhere to live? Especially if you feel like where you live, if you can't even walk outside your neighborhood to go to a grocery store. I ain't paying you no rent, and that's why the moratorium gonna continue.
I don't think the moratorium is already, the Supreme Court already took the moratorium off.
What's gonna happen?
People gonna be standing outside.
Watch and see. It ain't gonna happen.
Okay, I think people gonna be outside.
It ain't gonna happen.
It's gonna be people outside.
Okay,
it's gonna be gonna be a big
people. Rents have been so high for so long that now people taking advantage of the system because they feel like, I'm coming up, and people are probably coming up from not paying these high rents.
And so they're gonna have to find somewhere to move though, because at a certain point the landlords are gonna be like,
but they gonna have their paper stacked up. You gonna go after them for back rent? You probably
I'm not gonna go after them for back rent, but I'm gonna be like, Dad, you ain't paid them for the whole time, and I'm a landlord, and you just played them.
You know what? I predict that they're going to put some type of protection that you can put on your credit for people who were a part of the eviction.
Then they're going to have to waive the money for the landlords. They're gonna have to wait because I think the answer. I think we think of the tall sky rises as the landlords, but I would argue that the landlord is the duplex owner. The landlord is the person who bought a second home that they're renting in the neighborhood to use that as supplemental income. And I think the story is always of the big corporation that's getting got over, but nobody talks about the little guy that's got a 3-unit building. And the people at the top of the unit are like, we tearing the door off. We going to do everything we want. We ain't never paying you. And you going to go in mortgage because you're not mortgage. You going to go in foreclosure.
Mm-hmm.
I think that and the people that, and when you think about who gets the loans, right? So remember we just did that story last week where we found out that banks loan, for every $1 they loan to a white person, they loan us 14 cents. Mm-hmm. So now the poor black landlord the white people gonna get their recovery. The black landlord they gonna come buy them houses and then upgrade them and make them $300,000 homes. Listen. And then we gonna be in the newspaper talking about there's no automatic prerogative, and so all the white people that move into Chatham. And then Ruthie, you gonna be like, they gonna be telling you turn the music down. Talking about Ruthie. No. See, Ruthie, I'm telling you. They gonna be talking about that Ruthie Moore, we moved over here to make the neighborhood better. We put our Christmas lights up, and now Ruthie Moore is over here.
I am the neighborhood better.
See? Can I tell y'all something? Can I tell y'all that Ruthie's ego? Hey, Riis, you know people be talking about me, right?
No.
Yeah.
They talking Ruthie's ego.
Maze, I'm not as bad as you.
Ruthie, that's only because you ain't got as much time as me. Give yourself 25 years, put some more stuff under your belt. Ruthie gonna be like, y'all don't know, remember when I started a whole media outlet and I had to carry Maze Jackson on my back, and I was the first person, right? I was the first person, the first woman to ever make radio station and leave and walk out and start my thing. I put Riis the Ruler on, and then I make
on the map. I put him
on the map. It wouldn't even been for me, and I had to come up here and work every day. They didn't pay for my damn coffee. Ruthie, I'm telling you, y'all know Ruthie got.
I wouldn't do that.
Ruthie,
I'll put it in a book.
Right.
I ain't gonna say it.
Ruthie gonna be like, did I get paid for my story?
Oh, that's so funny, Maze.
Oh, all right, y'all. It's the Maze Jackson Show. Did anybody affordable? What's affordable rent? I would love to know what people think affordable rent is for a 2-bedroom. Would you pay 3 stacks?
No. I am a mortgage believer. If I'm gonna pay 3 stacks, that's a mortgage. Anything more than 2 stacks to me is like I should be owning this.
You should be owning it.
I'll pay $1,000 maybe for some rent, maybe $1,500.
Where you gonna be living?
Listen, obviously not where y'all living because I can't go.
I heard that. All right, y'all. I want to talk about a news story. Speaking of that, did y'all see that Donald Trump? Do y'all remember Fritz Kagi?
Mm-hmm.
Remember how when we was over at the other station, he came, it was 4 years ago, right around this time. He was telling us that Joe Barrios was shortchanging the black people on the south and west sides, and that if we elected him, that he would make a change, and that the poor black people, particularly in the Southland, would be their taxes would be equalized, that they would start, their homes wouldn't be a home on the north side that was exact the same as the south side would not be assessed differently. Well, do you know that not only has he not fulfilled his promise, but he's done us worse? That things have gotten worse for black property owners and homeowners in the south side, in the Southland. Plus, I open up the paper and I see he gave Donald Trump a tax cut. How in the Cook County of Illinois does we fix every damn thing in the world. Every damn thing in the world. And you mean to tell me in Cook County we couldn't ensure that Donald Trump didn't get a tax break? How does that work?
Maybe Trump used a different name.
No, he changed his lawyer. How do you send in paperwork that say in Cook County We're going to cut Donald Trump's property taxes by $300,000.
$300K. GC Beats.
Hey man.
What's
Hey man. I feel a certain way when people be lying to me. I feel a certain way when people come to the black neighborhood, be telling us, oh, I care about the South and West Side, and then all of a sudden, then it's 4 years later, now they talking about it wasn't me.
Or they tell you it's raining and they be peeing on you.
Ooh. Ooh.
Would you like an umbrella?
Nah, man, I like you to go to another bathroom. I'm tired of people playing black folks. So look, y'all. I had two stories that I wanted to talk about. So I'm gonna encourage you all today to pick up the Chicago Sun-Times, or if you're like me, if you're anything like me, I have a subscription to the Sun-Times and the Tribune. And so Ruthie, you read the stories like kind of on the page. I'm gonna give you my login so you could
Finally.
so
Tired of begging. That's why when you was like, I read, it was on page this particular page number. Thought that was interesting because I don't think most people read the paper in that way anymore. You just kind of read stories. But then you said, but you missing out on a lot because they only gonna put stuff that they want you to see in the algorithm.
Exactly. And so I read the paper cover to cover every day to try and find stories that make sense for us. And I felt like today was going to be a slow news day, especially when I saw Riis wasn't here. I was like, oh yeah, it's going to be slow news day. It's going to be slow news day because I ain't going to have, I was going to have more jokes to tell than, a story. But then I started to read, reading. First thing that caught my eye was, did you know that this is Racial Equity Week in Cook County? So it was Racial Equity Week in Cook County, and I decided that I was going to read the story about the Racial Equity Week in Cook County. And Ruthie, as I read the story, my grits started cooking. So you know how, Ruthie, I don't know if in the country y'all ate grits.
Of course.
But you know how when you first put grits in and you put the water in, I put the water on and then I pour the grits in. And so the water be bubbling and then you're supposed to turn it down so they can simmer. But sometimes you will turn up the grease and it'll just start popping. And then the next thing you know, your grits done stuck to the pan and they burnt. And this what happened to me reading this story. So I'm flipping through the pages of the paper and I get to what page is this? This is page 8. And it says updated roadmap. Now I'm like, what? Did they 57, 294? What's going on? What are they updating? What roadmap? And then when I see Madam President Toni Preckwinkle with what looks to be a black woman, I'm like, uh-oh. What's the update? Like, where we going? Where's the road going? Ruthie, the headline reads, updated roadmap, Latinx agenda, language diversity, cultural training, part of county's racial equity action plan. So as I'm reading the story written by Madeline Ihijarika, sister, it says, the story says, Cook County government Monday will unveil a new racial equity action plan that, among other measures, will implement a Latinx strategy to better represent the county's largest racial or ethnic group in county hiring and promotion. Let me read that to you again. I'm going to read it to you again. Cook County government Monday will unveil a new racial equity action plan that, among other measures, will implement a Latinx agenda to better represent the county's largest racial or ethnic group in county hiring and promotion. Other significant prongs include ensuring all county services are made accessible in diverse languages for the now 20% of Cook County residents who are non-native English speakers. And all employees under the board president purview will be required to undergo mandatory racial and equity and cultural competency training by next year. Now, you got to get trained on mandatory racial equity and cultural competency training by next year because the Cook County government Monday will unveil a new racial equity action plan that, among other measures, will implement a Latinx agenda to better represent the county's largest racial or ethnic group in county hiring and promotion. Let's do this. Let's take a quick break. I want you to let that percolate for a minute. And then we're going to come back and we're going to talk about who is responsible for implementing, what black people are responsible for implementing the Latinx agenda. It's the Mace Jackson Show. We'll be back. Oh, I'm not supposed to talk about that, but I guess I am. We'll be back.
The Mace Jackson Show will be back after this break.
Monster Jam. Coming to Allstate Arena September 17th through 19th. Brought to you by BKT Tires. Visit monsterjam.com for event details. You have to see it live, so get your tickets today.
Shop at Black-owned and operated Solo Beauty, where you are appreciated and respected. Located at 8158 South Cottage Grove, Solo Beauty can supply all of your black hair care needs. Solo Beauty is open from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m., Tuesday through Saturday.
And now, traffic and weather.
Good morning. What's in it for the Black People Media family? The time is now 7:34 a.m. and I'm Riis, the ruler, with your Chicagoland area sports traffic and weather report. And sports yesterday, the Chicago Cubs hosting the San Francisco Giants. Cubs had the tie-in run on at the bottom of the ninth, but were ground out to end the game and lose 6-5 as they get swept by the Giants. The Chicago White Sox, Leury Garcia would hit a game-ending homer with 2 outs and 2 strikes as the Sox come back to beat the Boston Red Sox 2-1. The Chicago Sky would lose to the Washington Mystics in the WNBA. Now over to traffic. Over to the Kennedy. O'Hare to the Loop is now 60 minutes. Outbound to O'Hare is 55 on the Eden. Inbound from Deerfield to Exchange is 58 minutes. Exchange back to Deerfield is 38. On the Eisenhower, Thorndale to the Loop is 62 minutes. Back out to Thorndale will be 36. On the Stevenson, from I-355 to the Dan Ryan is 52 minutes. Outbound will be 32. To Bishop Ford, I-80 to the Dan Ryan is 50 minutes. 28 minutes back out to I-80. The Dan Ryan is 23 minutes to the Loop, 16 minutes to 95th. DuSable Lakeshore Drive South, 55th to Jackson is 16 minutes. Jackson to 55th is 9. On the north side, Randolph to Bryn Mawr is 9, and Bryn Mawr back to Randolph is 8. Today's weather is currently 72 and mostly cloudy. Today will be a high of 81 with a low of 70. I'm Riis the ruler. Now here's Valerie.
Well, sometimes I go out by myself and I look across the water and I think of all the things what you're doing, and in my head I paint a picture. Since I've come home, well, my body's been a mess, and I miss your ginger hair and the way you like to dress. But won't you come on over? Stop making a fool out of me. Why don't you come on over, Did you have to go to jail? Put your house on up for sale. Did you get a good lawyer? the color of your hair? Are you busy? And did you have to pay that fine that you've been dodging all the time? Are you still dizzy? Since I've come home, well, my body's been a mess, and I miss your ginger hair and the way you like to dress. Won't you come on over? Oh, stop making a fool out of me. Why don't you come on over there?
You are listening to the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my co-host, Ruthie Moore. And Ruthie, I'm going to read this to you one more again because I just want to make sure everybody heard it properly. I saw the updated roadmap, the Latinx agenda, language diversity, cultural training, part of county's racial equity action plan. The Cook County government Monday will unveil, that's today, a new racial equity action plan that, among other measures, I would love to know what those other measures are. Well, they listed the other measures, which is the competency training and cultural sensitivity and all that good stuff. Will implement a Latinx agenda to better represent the county's largest racial or ethnic group in the county hiring and promotion. Other significant prongs include ensuring all county services are made accessible in diverse languages for the now 20% of Cook County residents who are non-native English speakers. A couple things I think you need to hear in there. Well, there's a lot to unpack in that. But I also think, like, when you hear, remember when you would think of Racial Equity Week?
Mm-hmm.
You would think of black.
Of course.
When you think racial, when I think of racial, I think of black.
They done took all our terms.
Right. You see diverse.
Diverse used to be black.
Right.
People of color used to be black.
All of that is gone now. And I was reading this, and some things that jumped out to me were the head of the Cook County, the director of equity and inclusion for Cook County. Ruthie, you see the picture in the paper? Mm-hmm. The picture in the paper shows County Board President Tony Preckwinkle with which if you were to look at this without reading it, you would assume that Racial Equity Week included black people, but it seems that the director of equity and inclusion her name is Denise Barreto. Mm-hmm. Not a black woman, but actually a Latino. And can I tell you what really caught my eye in this article? She spent 10 years as an equity consultant to government, philanthropic, and corporate entities. And then she served 6 years as an elected trustee for Suburban Lake in the Hills, the town's first black elected official. Now, how is she the first black elected official? And her last name is Barreto, and she talking about Latino stuff. Now, the other thing that she said that really caught me, was when she talked about the post. What did she say, Ruthie? She said there is a lot of equity. Hold on. What did she say? Oh, I lost it. Oh, equity theater. She said post George Floyd, all of these corporations are talking about a lot of equity theater. And when we talk about how ironic that we're talking about George Floyd, equity theater, and the story, so the Latina woman, because she probably Afro-Latina, right, tells us that there is a lot of, since George Floyd, people have been leveraging equity theater. And then we see a Latina, the whole agenda of the article is about what? The Latinx agenda. Can I also point out that they said that there's some other things in that story that jumped out to me. They pointed out that from 2016 to 2019, pay attention to this, that business for African-American, for black women was up 75%. Notice they broke it out as black women. Was up at 75% in the article, and Latinos collectively, their business was up by 95%. So black women, so what is that? So let's just say it's half. Let's just pretend like it's half black women and half black men. So they're going to tout the 75 of black women. But what does that mean when they had to break out the black men? It means that black men got nothing. Right? So what I do is I tell you that black women are up by 75%, while the Latino community is up by 95%. So continually driving this wedge and making the distinction between us. Do y'all understand when they tell you an article, and this is one of your data point things, right? So if I need a number to make it make sense, because what is it if I take 75 and I divide it by 2, because that would be the average, right? Right? So that means 37. So really we grew by 37% because you didn't count the black men, while the Latinos grew by almost 100%. But you can't tell that story. Now, I gotta ask you, like, this story is so crazy to me because when you look at the pictures and you look at all of it, Ruthie, so this whole story is about increasing, because the Latino numbers have increased significantly, giving them their fair share. Not based on votes, not based on the votes and the turnout, but really based on just the census numbers. We got to show and prove ours. We don't just get nothing. Nobody says, because black folks had the numbers, we got to give them and do right. Remember, they ended all that. No quotas, no none of that. So now you read this story, and then after you tell us, hold on, the Latino agenda, then what does the president say? Let me find president, because because she said, because as they're talking about this, President Preckwinkles then has to say, but we cannot forget the slavery and the blood. Like, don't throw us in as an aside to justify why what's happening is happening. Hold on, I got to find it, because
you totally read this way different.
Did I read it wrong?
No. I don't think so at all.
Yeah, so the challenge becomes here, guys, hold on, because I'm trying to find it to you, is that we become the pawns. Okay, here's Preckwinkle points to voter suppression laws across the nation as the clearest evidence of opposition of that reckoning, right? African Americans were brought to the country in 1619. That's 400 years, 250 of slavery, 150 of serfdom, and fourth-class citizenship. That's a big tanker to turn around, said Preckwinkle, 74, a former history teacher. But that's what they use to sell. Hear me out. That's what they're going to use to sell the racial agenda. Because, right, when you see Racial Equity Week, you as a black person think you in it. But when you find out that the Cook County government Monday will unveil a new racial equity action plan that, among other measures, will implement a Latinx agenda. What is that agenda? I want to see it. What's on it? What does it include? Or ethnic group hiring and promotion. So what does that mean? Who's getting out of the spots? So once again, let me tell you how this works. So they give us the top spot, and then they fill in all the low spots. The black person is standing up here like, look out for me, look out for me, look out for me, as the black person, while I fill in all your gaps with Latinos. So when I go at 74, your future is sold, because you ain't even in the pipeline. Your future is, so again, we're sitting here clapping for our own demise, because what black person is gonna disagree with Racial Equity Week? None, because race, what do I tell you about equity, right? It makes white people re-rich. So now we're all for this racial equity. We're for Racial Equity Week, but the agenda ain't about us. Who wrote the Latinx agenda? And clearly Preckwinkle has a copy. Is she sharing it with the black elected officials? Because I want to know, who are the black elected officials that are responsible for implementing this Latinx agenda? And where are you with the black agenda? Because see, this article will be sold to us as, again, So here's what happens to you. This is the acknowledgement we get. African Americans were brought to this country in 1619. That's 400 years, 250 of slavery. Meanwhile, the director of racial equity is saying that we ain't using this George Floyd stuff right. Who are the black people that know what this Latinx agenda is? I'm not tripping on the Latinos. Do you? But I need to know who are the black people that are expediting this agenda without saying anything about ours. Who are the black people? Because I'm going to tell you what. Because everybody's looking at the maps, and so all the black people are now trying to line up to try and build coalitions, and I'm saying, who you building a coalition with? Now let me bust your head just a little bit more, because I was reading in this same newspaper. I'm gonna click once. I got to add. I click twice, and then I go to page 11, where it says Chicago's construction set-aside program extended for 6 years with revised eligibility standards, and our chairman of our Black Caucus is on the front page. And let me tell you what that program includes. Allowing minority and women-owned businesses to qualify for a program until they reach 150% of the standard established by the U.S. So that's minority. That ain't you. That's everybody. And women-owned. Averaging gross receipts of a 7-year period instead of 5 years. What essentially is happening is we ain't making no rich black folks, new black folks. So what they're doing is expanding the opportunity for the old black folks to stay rich and to keep eating at the trough. I have no problem with that. But don't cut us off while you're selling us as this is our win. You telling me that we gonna make the black people who are already 150% above median poverty, above the rate, telling me that somebody already rich, we gonna expand the opportunity for them to get rich. That's fine, but don't come telling it to me. The average, narrowing factors used to calculate personal net worth by eliminating non-liquid assets that include real estate, retirement savings, and the owners interested in non-certified businesses. How many black people does that help? How many? You know many black people with interest in non-certified business? That means you already getting money with the white boys, and the money you getting with the white boys don't count against your number. Now, here's what our caucus chair says. It's not everything that everyone wants, but we definitely want it to be more. We want limits to be higher. We want the percentages to go up. Said Jason Irvin, chairman of the Chicago City Council. But we definitely thank consultant Colette Holt for work that. Hold on, I'm sorry, y'all. My eyesight is going. Here, hold on. We definitely want to thank consultant Colette Holt for the work that she's done in laying out our path for us. Now, let me just be clear. Colette Holt has been the consultant. She has been making her money consulting on diversity for the last 20 years, of which she's never, ever solved the problem. But she gets the $100,000 contract to be our diversity consultant to tell us that we need more. And we're thanking her. Let me read. So we thank her for coming to, but we definitely want to thank consultant Colette Holt for the work that she's done in laying out a path that is not only defensible, but almost a guarantee. It gives us the best leverage possible to keep the program and keep growing small business and women businesses. Who's growing? Now, let me read to you what the Latino caucus chairman said. Alderman Gilbert Villegas, chairman of the Hispanic caucus, said he would like to go a little further, but said he was satisfied with the baby steps proposed by the mayor. Those revised eligibility requirements, right? So we're getting sold why we should be happy. Mm-hmm. By a consultant that has can I just be honest? Because Colette Holt has created a racket off of our non-inclusion. So we know we're not included. She gets to come in and do the study and tell us you're not included. And guess what? She gets to count against the cap. She gets to, you don't have no black participation, so hire me because I got to come in and tell you ain't got no black participation. Oh, and by the way, when you hire me, you can put me on your list as a black company. I got to ask you, show me the success of this company. Now, do y'all understand this is all happened? So in the same newspaper story, in the same 3 pages away, I click one time. 1 page, Ruthie. We go from the Latino agenda that the county is implementing to us being told that we should be happy. Go to the phone lines. Rachel, you're on the Maze Jackson Show. Give us a call, 872-259-7474. I'm about to blow a stat. What's up? Rachel, you're on the Maze Jackson Show.
This is not Rachel. This is Frank from the West Side. Good morning, everyone.
What up,
this is
man?
Ruthie, man. I knew he was going to make it. Hey, listen, brother, man, this is absolutely dangerous. It's absolutely ridiculous. I'm going to say, you and Ms. Dorothy right here on my show Saturday are the only ones that be bringing it like this. Let us know. Everyone else in the side, right up on the radar. What's amazing about this, brother, man, is this is happening with all these black politicians out here in the power seat. From their own down, okay? We need to understand this. If we're going to start telling the Democrat Party that we agree with the public going to do when it comes to illegal immigrants or documented or undocumented, we are not signing up for anything y'all want to do. Democrat Party, as long as the birthright citizenship question, structure is you automatically a citizen when you're born here and not change to only both your parents are citizens. If you just one of them, that's how you get them. Both must be legal citizens, not resident citizens. And you get a non-citizen certificate and you got a proper citizenship when you come of age. Okay, we're not going to kick you out. As long as we are not allowing that citizenship question put on the citizen form and on your citizen account for representation.
Hold on, Brother Frank, you sounding like Donald Trump. He said that.
That's right, and we all said, bloody no. Your cousin came from you, and your cousin came from the Republicans. And look what it's done to us. You see what I'm saying? Brother man, I'm going to ask you a question. Is it possible, do you think it would be possible for each state, because we got to put a stop to this, for each state on their own, I'm pretty sure the Republicans, they don't come up with this, for each state on their own to do a local census of their state, and you got to do the census, and we want to know who citizens are in your household or who's not citizens. And only your citizens in your home.
Brother Frank, stop. Back up. Brother Frank. We stopped.
Yeah.
Remember, we took citizen out.
I know.
Of all of remember, being a citizen in Illinois was a bad thing. So we can't even talk about that anymore. Right? It has become almost like you're being a racist if you talk about citizenship. And again, Riis, look up, man. I'm saying we gotta be able to recognize when it's happening. Do y'all understand? Like, I swear I'm not knocking the Latino caucus. They doing what they supposed to do. But I do feel as though, like, I need to understand who are the black people that are in charge of executing the Latino agenda. Like, no, this is a county. So I gotta ask you, who are the black people that should we hear anything from them? Like, so I guess the county commissioners, the county board elected officials, like this Latino agenda that's being implemented, how do you intend on ensuring that they get a piece? Look, I got to take a quick break. I'll be right back after these messages. The Maze Jackson Show.
The Maze Jackson Show will be back after this break.
Monster Jam. Coming to Allstate Arena September 17th through 19th. Brought to you by BKT Tires. Visit MonsterJam.com for event details. You have to see it live, so get your tickets today.
Broken screen? Crash system? Are you in need of spyware or virus removal from your computer? Well, contact RPC Computer Repair in South Shore and let us help you with all your computer repair services and print needs. Need office or print production services, copies, scans, fax, or even notary service? Then stop by and support RPC Computer Repair and Print Shop located 1741 East 71st Street in the 71st Street corridor, newly revitalized South Shore areas, and let RPC be your one-stop shop, where we believe RPC is your PC. RPC Computer Repair is also a UPS access point where you can drop off and pick up your important packages. So let RPC be of service to you. Call RPC Computer Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. through 6 p.m. at 773-966-4457. That's 773-966-4457. Visit RPC at rpccomputeringinc.com for more information.
Introducing your trusted source for high-quality Black emojis, better known as Blackmoji. We believe Black is beautiful, and that beauty should be reflected in the digital market. Now there is an app that does just that, starting with Black Greek letter organizations. Blackmoji D9 offers more than an emoji app. It is a cultural experience of Black excellence. Download the app in the Apple or Google Play Store to access a specially curated catalog of emojis representing the Divine Nine. Use the emojis to celebrate Black Greek events, acknowledge current events, support social causes, and learn about esteemed Black Greek members who blaze the trail of Black history. A portion of every subscription goes toward a scholarship fund specifically for members of Black Greek letter organizations to help keep the legacy alive. Download the Blackmoji app today.
And now, traffic and weather.
Good morning. What's in it for the Black People Media family? The time is now 8 a.m. on the dot, and I am Riis the Ruler with your Chicagoland area sports weather and traffic update. In sports, the Chicago Cubs hosted the San Francisco Giants. Cubs had the tying run on the bottom of the ninth, but will grind out and lose 6-5. Over to the Sox as Leury Garcia would hit a walk-off game-winning home run, and the Sox would beat the Red Sox 2-1. Over to the WNBA as the Washington Mystics would beat the Chicago Sky. Last night, NFL returned this week as the Bears were taking on the Los Angeles Rams. The Bears will lose 34-14. Now over to traffic. On the Kennedy O'Hare to the Loop, 65 minutes. Outbound to O'Hare will be 62. On the Eden from Deerfield to the Exchange is 63 minutes. Exchange back to Deerfield is 42. On the Eisenhower Thorndale to the Loop is 65. Back out to Thorndale will be 40. On the Stevenson from I-355 to the Dan Ryan is 52 minutes. Outbound will be 35. The Bishop Ford from I-80 to the Dan Ryan is 58. 30 minutes back out to I-80. The Dan Ryan is 24 minutes to the Loop, 17 minutes back out to 95th. DuSable Lakeshore Drive south from 55th to Jackson is 18 minutes. Jackson to 55th is 10. On the north side of things, Randolph to Bryn Mawr is 9, and Bryn Mawr back to Randolph is 10 minutes. Today's weather is currently 73 and mostly cloudy. Today will be a high of 81 and a low of 70. I'm Riis the Ruler, and I hear Slick with Addicted on the Maze Jackson Show.
I mean, I know that you're here with me and everything, but since you just left a few hours ago, I've just been going crazy. And I done come to realize one thing. Oh, baby, I miss you. Yeah. Ooh, baby, oh, darling, whoa, whoa, oh. Your love must be some kind of drug, baby, 'cause it just keeps on calling me, and I just need a hit of your love. It's got me shaking and feeling for your touch. Baby, of you I can't get enough. It feels like I done OD on you, babe. I'm addicted for you.
Back to the Maze Jackson Show. You are listening to the most dangerous show in the morning. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
If you ain't trying to help us, don't even try to be around and can't protect us. We see the lies, not other politicians. We need money and no symbolism. It's Maze and Riis and Ruthie and Todd, explaining how we all come from God, giving us tools to beat the odds. If we united, our movement gon' stop. If they ain't trying to help us, they ain't trying to do nothing. We gotta do something, we gotta stop running. It's time to confront the problem. Really, you expect your oppressed to solve them.
Wake up, Chicago. Wake up, world. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my co-host, Ruthie Moore, as well as my man, DJ Riis, the ruler, Mr. Business in the front, party in the back. Y'all, who are the black people responsible for implementing the Latinx agenda? Let me be clear that I am not opposed to the Latinos having an agenda. Quite frankly, I told you part of the motivation for starting What's in It for the Black People was the fact that I participated in a group called Metropolitan Leadership Institute, where Latinos openly talked about the collection of power. It's funny because when we talk about the collection of power as black people, it's almost like a negative or a secret or a whisper. As a matter of fact, when I went to the class, Ruthie, it was, the whole premise was that we often shy away from the concept of talking about power. We put it in a space where it's a bad thing. Or like, oh, if you whisper about it and you can't, it's kind of like sex, right? Mm-hmm. You can't talk about it, but everybody needs it, wants it, right? But it's like power. So we don't talk about it in open. They were like, no, we're going to talk about it in the open. We're going to be unabashed in our pursuit of power. Mm-hmm. And as we do things, there are people in the world who are not ready for this. That's okay, because they'll benefit from what we do. Then you saw them have 10 schools. Like, I saw a Latino agenda in play. If there was a Latino agenda at one point, Juan Rangel presided over it and methodically moved towards executing it, right? When the last map occurred, this same debate that we're having now, they leveraged this debate to be in a position of power even more, because we gave them $100 million to keep the map, to let us, and they built schools. And then they used those schools to recruit more people, and they filled up their wards, and they expanded their footprint by having, because what is the first thing we want for our kids? A quality education. Mm-hmm. So you move to a place, because they didn't send their children to the enemies to be educated. They took our tax money, built their own schools, and then educated their own children. And now we're 10 years later from that process, and those children are now warriors with a mindset. I'm not mad at that at all. But I need to know who are the people that are on our team, because as I'm looking, because realize the game of politics is addition, not subtraction. It's addition and multiplication. So now the politician, the local politician, can't really talk about that because it's moving, so it's not in their self-interest. Their self-interest is to be in alliance and give up as much as they can to keep their individual power. So now when I see our county board president at 74 saying that she is going to implement the Latinx agenda, well, cuz, we the people that got to live through that. So who are the black people on the team who's saying this is enough, that's too much? Who are the black people that are responsible for implementing the Latinx agenda? When a black woman comes out and says that I am pivoting, and the black woman says it, who are the black people on that team? And what do y'all meetings be like? Do they come? No, remember, y'all laughing at me, but do y'all remember when I was having a conniption about the fact that they were having, remember the census meetings, and Chuy Garcia was presiding over the census meetings for years, and they were doing it at the Urban League. So they came to the Urban League, laid out a plan. We didn't go, and now they used our joint to make a plan that now, and can I tell y'all what? There won't be one black elected official that will say a word. And not even against anybody, but who? Let's go to the phone lines. Byron, you're on the Mace Jackson Show. Byron.
Good morning.
Good morning, man.
Good morning. Hey, Mace.
I'm here.
Calm down. You know it's over. I know it's over.
Damn.
I told you before, it's better to get something than nothing. When we concentrate on criminal reform, they're concentrating on getting more jobs. And by the way, if you go from one person to two per person, it's 100%. So when you talk about that 75%, they double that number. Right. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing. They don't give us the real numbers. Cook County, less than 1% goes to black contractors. Less than 1%. Same thing with the city. I keep telling you, Maze, it's over with the Democratic Party. We got to make a plan to get something from somebody else better than nothing. It's sickening. I know you're raising your high blood pressure, but it's over for us in the city. It's over. These Negroes are going to keep voting Democrat to get nothing. And it's supposed to get something. I want to get 5% than nothing. Maze, would you agree with that? If somebody gives me 5% as opposed to nothing, would you take the 5%? Yes or no, Maze? Our community is in so much trouble, and these black people who are speaking on our behalf are doing nothing. They're just turning their back. They're just turning their back, getting their crumbs. Eventually, we will all be off to the pasture. Concentrating on criminal reform while they're concentrating on getting more millions of dollars.
So I'm gonna throw one in here for you. I'm gonna throw something in here that's gonna make me make my stomach hurt just a little bit, and hopefully everybody's and I hope everybody's stomach hurts a little bit, because I'm going to be the bad guy. But remember when we had the chairmanship of the committee of the Racial Equity Committee in City Council, and what we got was cabinets. Right? What we took was cabinets. And now the whole county is talking about implementing a implementing the Latinx agenda. And it's like, I gotta sit here and be cool, because we'll be wrong for attacking. And I'm not going to attack, but I'm going to say, like, who are the black people that are, again, I am not suggesting that anybody black should be against the Latinos. What Jay say, what you eat don't make me, right? So I'm cool with that. But who are the black people that are complicit with this? I gotta ask you, when the black person says, our mission is to change this joint, like, is that, what does she say when she comes to the black community? Like, so y'all know it's campaign season. So during campaign season, if you go to the black neighborhood. What does she say when she go to the 8th Ward? What does she say when she goes to these predominantly black neighborhoods? What does she say when she goes to the Southland where black people are being displaced? Where they can't stay in their homes? Like, how do you say this? So I got, Ruthie, I want to pull my hair out sometimes when the people that I know, like see, they get caught up over petty stuff. Like, we are getting ran, and they would rather whoop on Maze Jackson instead of saying like, yo, cuz, can we collaborate here? Do you think that anybody is trying to keep you? Like, do you think that once they take the power, y'all already conceded to 18 wards. You gave up 2. I'm cool. But what's next? Let's go to the next caller. Thanks, Byron. I appreciate you, man. Caller, you on the Maze Jackson Show.
Hallelujah, greetings. I want the wall. I want the wall. I want the wall. And I want an end to bilingual preferred in jobs because we, the formerly known as Negroes and presently known as the INAA, Indigenous Native American Africans, are the only ones here in this country that is not bilingual. American English is our native tongue language. Other immigrants like Haitians and Ghanaians are black and bilingual. We are not. What happened to us did not happen to them. So my question is, in order to be a naturalized citizen, you must speak, write, and read in English. Having everything in other people's language because they are 20% of Cook County violates the 14th Amendment and does irreparable harm to us as a group. Now, should we sue? Why or why not?
Should we sue? I don't know if we... So let me back up. I don't know if we need to sue. Hey, Mama D, welcome back. We ain't seen or heard from you in a while. So we appreciate you being with us here on the Maze Jackson Show. See, I don't think it's about... See, I don't feel like we got to be doing all this legal suing and all that stuff. There's got to be a point where it's like, hey, Joe, like, what are you doing? Like, I don't know how you can read this as a black person and not be like, yo, what are we doing? Like, I feel like people are just comfortable because our birthright is being... So let's just be clear. And this is not an ageism thing. If our 74-year-old standard bearer is handing the flag off to someone else before she leaves, if she's passing the baton and it is not to us, how does that help us? Like, am I making sense here? Because I feel like I'm a little crazy that you I don't know that it's the black person's job to expedite our slide off the cliff. If you think about it, she's trading our future for her present. So she's giving away Ruthie's birthright. She's committing you to I'm gonna be straight. She's committing you to indentured servitude. She's committing you. She's saying all these people that we got right here on the way out, y'all next. I'm acknowledging it. I'm going to
wait, hold on, wait. But Biden did the same thing.
No, y'all,
But I'm saying this is a nationwide agenda. So why wouldn't the local Democratic Party be reflective of the national Democratic Party?
Why are you trying to think so much?
I'm just saying.
Stop all that thinking. You read. That's why they don't want you ninjas reading.
This is the whole plan.
Stop reading. Do you understand this though?
Well, the Democratic Party got to ensure they next voters for the next how many ever years.
So I told y'all this maybe. Remember when the Lyndon Baines Johnson quote when he passed the equal rights or the whatever he passed, that whole little war on poverty, whatever he did. And remember he said, I'm gonna have the niggas voting for me for the next 30. Our time is up.
Yeah, it is.
Our time is up, and now it's the new people in place. And so why not? You don't got to give up nothing. Take away theirs and give it to them. We ain't got to start nothing new. And y'all appreciate it more. Reparations. Your team done already said they giving your reparations up before you even get there. They'll get you a reservation. You gonna be able to live on that little piece of land. Y'all gonna be looking around talking about, remember when it was black people in Chicago? Remember when this was the ADOS capital of the world? And can I tell y'all, I don't even know what to do anymore. I'll be honest with you, I don't, because y'all would have me believe that I'm crazy. No, I mean, I'm saying like, just the concept of even having a conversation, Negroes will, and I'm not saying it's just the Maze Jackson show, because I think that somewhere in this space where we got some sort of dialogue going on. But I think like, if you were to even present this to black people, they would tell you crazy. Or they would allow people to call you racist. They would allow people to say that. Like, again, think about the gravity of in a place where black people have fought for the right to vote and to be citizens. We took citizen out of the dialogue. Leveling the playing field. You don't count. You don't get no special nothing, Negro. And white people got their privilege. So guess what? If it don't mean nothing to be a citizen and white people gonna always have their privilege, guess who loses? You think white people giving up their privilege? No, because they around here telling you that we took care of the black women at 75%. Think about the gravity of any other race allowing them to separate you like that. Like, can you imagine that somebody had the balls to say, you know what we could do? We know that their community is so disjointed that we can forget regular math, because we undereducate them anyway. So we could tell them that 75% of their women did better. Like, we don't know that the average of 75 is half. When you split it, that means it's half of what you're telling us. And so you compare their whole pie and they got 95. You compare half our pie and then tell us we got 75 and we supposed to be good? That's all in the same article. It's all in the same article. And then they got the audacity to tell you that George Floyd been pimped. What they say? What she say? It was equity theater. Equity theater is what you just presented in this report. How you? No. You cannot tell us that it's a lot of people faking the funk and then tell me that during the time that the Latinos came, who got killed? She didn't say Adam Toledo. How does everybody get to profit off of our pain and suffering? And then they walk out and, like, they put this in the paper like we supposed to go. And can I tell you what? Can I tell you why? I'm not trying to be funny. But all the equity and all the equity people in the state are not black. They're not ADOS. So they align themselves with the immigrant population. Look at all the Nzingas in the world. Aziki's. In all of the places that are important to us as black people. So when you wonder how come there was no remdesivir at the poorest hospitals, when you say how come they didn't build, if they were building emergency hospitals, how does the head of the Department of Public Health build in McCormick Place when Roseland has got the highest case amount? And they got no extra because they're not aligned with you. We saw our president, and I'm not talking about Biden. I'm talking about we saw even after after this last election. Think about the gravity of the Madam President after the last election, where she built her whole career on catering to them white folks and they did not show up for her. And now here you are She didn't win a black, white, or Latino award. We all got our feet held to the fire. As in, man, we got to support this sister because we can't. And now she backed over there with the white folks and teamed up with the Latinos. Now, I'm saying she's a politician. But I need to understand, what do it look like when she go to the county board meeting? What do those black county commissioners be saying?
Hola.
Did you say hola?
I did.
I'm about to curse you.
By the time we get to this space, we done already like missed it. We've been talking about this office of new like literally like. So I know. So you're not crazy, Maze. You're not crazy.
I am crazy. Because I would tell you that, like, do you understand, Ruthie, when I be walking around all these black elected officials and everybody be like, it's sweet. Like, they be clapping each other on the back. They be kicking it. They be partying. I be like, do y'all understand what is happening right now? Like, I was looking at all the people that went to see Yeezy. Remember that I told y'all everybody's going to see Yeezy and the Latino? We over here like, woo, and all the Latinos over here like, hey, Joe, they at the party. Our time is back. Did you see the numbers? And we got them to, think about it, they talked us into saying, we wanted to be U.S. citizens. They talked us in Chicago into not even being citizens, to taking the value away from that. This is why I don't mess with y'all. See, this, y'all be talking about Bolingbrook. Can I tell you what? In Bolingbrook, this wouldn't happen. They be like, what do we need to do for the black people? They got a third of the vote. We lost 1 point and they done gave up. Look, it's not like it's 35. It's not like it's 40-10. It's like 29. It's 31-29.
Allegedly, because you know I don't believe these statistics.
Right, exactly. What you see, they only count what they want to count. We only want to count the black women today.
From the census. Remember when the census got affected by COVID? Remember that happened?
Yep.
And I just kind of had a feeling that these numbers weren't going to work out in our favor.
Well, they've been setting that up, and my thing is, can I tell you this? The thing, like, it can be bad, but we ain't got the help. Like, you got to understand, when I open up the paper and I say that the most powerful black woman in the Democratic Party is telling us that she's handing the baton over to the Latinos, as if there ain't no other black folks in the world worthy, right? Like, they got their, like, if it's equity, because I don't know that black people have gotten equity ever in Cook County. So, like, how we moving on from we couldn't fix this problem, so now we getting ready to go home, give it to somebody, maybe they appreciate it more. Because you Negroes don't want nothing no way. And then just, you don't want to go to work. That's you millennials not wanting to go to work.
No, it's data. To me, it's
manipulation. Say it. It's data manipulation.
But it's data in my humble opinion, because I ain't seen the.
Ruthie, can I tell you how you know it's a data manipulation? So can I imagine if you would have put a pie chart up, and it said Latino business growth, right? And it was 95. And then you put up another pie chart, and it was like black women business growth, and it was 75. You'll be like, it wasn't that bad. Then you'd be like, wait a minute. That's their whole group. That's not it is data manipulation. We cannot present that black people only got 35% of growth. We cannot present that. You better give me something else. Here's how we can do it. Black women. Because who cares about black men anyway? This is all in the same article. Oh, you all are asking me which article it is. Let me pull it up for you. It's today's Sun-Times. The article is, hold on. It's on page 8. It's called The Updated Roadmap. It is written by Maudlin Iher-Jarika. That is who wrote the article. Sister. She did a really nice article on Carrie, too. That picture was the bomb. Give us a call, 872-259-7474. Maybe I'm crazy.
Well, I think part of it.
Yeah, I don't care. Stop it.
Well, I think some of it has to do with being labeled anti, right? But when you think about how power works, you got to be anti something if you want something. And that's a difficult concept because, you know, we be kumbayaing. So nobody want to say, oh, well, the Latinos can't have this because the blacks need this. Oh, you anti-Latino. Da-da-da-da. And so I think sometimes we get caught up in that collective and that unity and that diversity. And that's how they're able to pick us off. Because most people, elected officials, ain't willing to say or to sound anti-Latino.
Shoot, they ain't even willing to say pro-black men. The only black men they talk about is, the only way you get talked about as a black man is if you are part of the ex-offender community. That's the only way they acknowledging black men, because them brothers make it impossible for you to ignore them. Yo, cuz that
we just need black elected officials that are okay with fighting for a black agenda.
Can I tell you something, Ruthie? If you weren't bred to understand power, right, you run from it. It's like they talk about, even in MLI, how to use the silence of people who don't understand the power dynamic, right? Like in MLI power, we did power games, right? Like, okay, you in this situation. How you gonna do it? How you gonna get it? And how do you get out and your people win?
But see, remember I talked about how important it is to put your young people in theater classes and theater programs. So that mock role playing that they was doing, that's the type of stuff that prepare you for life.
I think the challenge is that we gotta mix that, because if it's like a lot of actors in politics. And so they get the actor. When I say they act, so they know how to play the role, but not how to play the ultimate role in power. So it's like they can act, they can be. I mean, that's why. Here's why. Here's how you know they know how to act. What happens, Ruthie, is how we get these false wins, right? Where it's like, I'm fighting for you, I'm with you, I'm down with you, but it adds up to zero. So when I asked you what was the net gain over the last 20 years for black people, and now you had all of the spots. And remember how I told you, if you got the spots and you don't do nothing with the spots, ain't nobody gonna feel sorry for you when you ain't got the spot. They gonna be like, dang, you should have took care of your people. So now you ain't gonna take care of your people, and then you gonna expect benevolence from people who say, damn, you wouldn't take care of them, why should I? You don't even think they deserve it. You don't think your people deserve to do better. So because the only people who are confused about they people is black people. Because you do understand that white people don't care what your degree is. They don't care if you is the kid of somebody else's whoever. Guess what? We'll work through it. It's the Maze Jackson Show. Everybody individually be straight. But think about the gravity of right now. Our biggest fight in the caucus is to help black folks that's already rich. The win in the same newspaper where our most powerful black elected official is telling us that she is handing the baton to the Latinos. Our chairman of the Black Caucus is fighting for the rich people. And I Jason is my man. But I'm saying, like, yo, cuz y'all can't allow, and they do this and they set y'all up because they got y'all in the paper fighting for rich folks while other people in the paper fight. You know what? Take a quick break and then we'll be back after these messages.
The Maze Jackson Show will be back after this break.
WIIFTBP
Monster Jam. Coming to Allstate Arena September 17th through 19th. Brought to you by BKT Tires. Visit monsterjam.com for event details. You have to see it live, so get your tickets today.
Shop at Black-owned and operated Solo Beauty, where you are appreciated and respected. Located at 8158 South Cottage Grove, Solo Beauty can supply all of your black hair care needs. Solo Beauty is open from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m., Tuesday through Saturday.
And now, traffic and weather.
Good morning. What's in it for the Black People Media family? The time is now 8:33 a.m. and I'm Riis the Ruler with your Chicagoland area sports, traffic, and weather report. Now over to sports. The Chicago Cubs lose 6-5 to the San Francisco Giants. The Chicago White Sox Garcia hits a game-ending home run, and the Sox beat the Boston Red Sox 2-1. Over to the WNBA. The Chicago Sky lose to the Washington Mystics 79-71. And back to the NFL. The Chicago Bears will lose to the Los Angeles Rams 34-14. Over the traffic on the Kennedy, O'Hare to the Loop is 52 minutes. Outbound to O'Hare is down to 26 minutes. On the Eden from Deerfield to the Exchange is 61 minutes. Exchange to Deerfield is 30. On the Eisenhower, Thorndale to the Loop is 68 minutes. Back out to Thorndale will be 34. On the Stevenson from I-355 to the Dan Ryan is 45 minutes. Outbound will be the same. The Bishop Ford from I-80 to the Dan Ryan is 63 minutes, 28 minutes back out to I-80. The Dan Ryan is 26 minutes to the Loop, 16 minutes back out to 95th. DuSable Lakeshore Drive from 55th to Jackson is 16 minutes. Jackson to 55th is 9. On the north side of things from Randolph to Bryn Mawr, as well as Bryn Mawr to Randolph is 8 minutes. Today's weather is currently 73 and partly cloudy. Today will be a high of 81 with a low of 70. I'm Riis the Ruler. Now here's Sparkle with Ease on the Maze Jackson Show.
You see me, you see him, my best friend. He hold me down like ankles fighting the waves. Apply not to my crime, yeah, I do time. Till I'm with you, I'll be counting the days. Yeah, ooh, been through so many things, but we always get through. Yeah, ooh, it ain't always perfect, but it's worth it. This is deeper than the surface. If I said I didn't love you, you would not know I've been frontin'. Wiped all my scars away like it was nothing. Took the parts of me I tried to hide and make them something, something, like it was nothing. Ooh, so much, baby. Ooh, you know you drive me crazy. Ooh, you give me peace of mind. Ooh, let me tell you why. You make it easy, say, to take it easy, say, feel so weak, say, easy to love. Say, to take it easy, say, feel so weak, say, easy to love. I never thought that I would give it to you, but now I don't think it's the time, I won't do it. I think it's cause the way you talk to me, know how to say it without making me feel little. You're gracious even when you pop off on me. When you get done, I got a little something to drop off on you. Because you earned it with the time you took to put it that way. You got me liking to get put in my place. If I said I didn't love you, you would not know I've been frontin'. Wiped all my scars away like it was nothing. Took the parts of me I tried to hide and make them something, something, like it was nothing. Ooh, so much, baby. Ooh, you know you drive me crazy. Ooh, you give me peace of mind. Ooh, let me tell you why. You make it easy, say, to take it easy, say, feel so easy, say, easy to love. Easy, you make it easy, say.
You are listening to the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Don't cry, Ruthie. It's gonna be okay.
We're doomed.
We're doomed. I almost feel like, do I even need to keep doing this? Like, I wonder sometimes, should I, last week I was practicing fluff. Like, to see if we could just do fluffy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And just be like, what's your favorite hot sauce? What's your favorite movie? And every time I keep getting pulled back into these things. But Ruthie, I don't know. I So some days when I talk to you, right? And you know, like them be them days when you be getting full up and you be like, man, I don't let stuff disturb my energy and blah, blah, blah. You know, that earthy millennial stuff. Probably you need it like right before you try to take a mental health day or something. I'm starting to feel like a hamster on a wheel. Like in the cartoons where every time you open the door, you just gonna get a punch. 1, 2, 3, you know. I start to feel like Tom and Jerry, you know how when he be like, look at this. Remember how, like he be, and then Tom would look at it and then his fist would get super big and pow, it hit him in the eyeball. Because I feel like every time I open up and I start to talk about these things, it's almost like I am castigated for wanting better for us. It's like I don't tell these stories and I get emotional because I care about this stuff. And it's almost like people, when I see some of my peers, not my peers, but some of the people I knew in politics, it's almost like, it's like he crazy or, you know, Maze, I get you and it is, but we can't deal with it right now. It's almost like people pat me on the head or try to make it like you just hate the politicians and you just and it's like, no, cuz I want y'all to be powerful. Like having watched people play power games and watching people look down and not, it's hard for me. And then don't let it be a day when you grumpy in the morning. Because then it really just be hard to do because I feel like I don't want to be saying these stories. But like y'all got to understand, like sometimes when these stories come out, it's like I'll be reading the article with one thing in my mind. And then the more I read this, I'll be like, huh? And you got to understand that for me seeing the updated roadmap to the story of we're fighting for the construction industry where it's 6 black people in construction, right? It's 6 black real construction companies. That's our fight. Y'all, it's tough. And then let me add insult to injury.
Just lay it on thick, Maze.
Well, actually, Ruthie, I decided today that I'm not going to do what I was going to do, which is what I typically would do. So, you know, we had Alderman Ray Lopez on last week. And he talked to us about the violence and, you know, street organizations and how the mayor had hired Susan Lee to stop the violence, but essentially she empowered it. Did you know that there was a letter written by the organization she comes from castigating the mayor, but saying that if they did what she asked, this group of community organizations could get together and stop the violence? So Alderman Lopez sent me the letter. And I was, you see that? You see this, the interruption starting. So Alderman Lopez sent me the letter. And it listed underneath the letter all of the allied organizations that were underneath this organization. And Ruthie, I was wholeheartedly disappointed to see the names listed participating with this organization. And Ruthie, so many of the organizations, and I remember I told you as a practitioner of the dark arts, I always know, like, as a practitioner of the dark arts, it's what you see and what you what they want you to perceive and what's really happening. And I always say, everybody is on the payroll. And I wonder, does it matter whose payroll you're on? Does the payroll that you're on make a difference? And the reason, and I'm going to tell you, part of the reason that I'm not going to share the names and the list is because so many of our favorite, it's part of the reason that, you know, I don't never really get caught up in all the self-righteousness, the preachers, the people that are talking about what they gonna do for black people. I be like, cause it usually be the ones that be the most ungawa black power that be on the list.
Ooh.
They use their leverage as that person to collect a check.
Gatekeepers.
Yeah, but it's a whole nother generation. And so what I told you was, and I told y'all about these things, and when I saw the letter, I said, I could have told you. Remember when I told you the Negro draft was going on?
Mm-hmm.
The Negro draft, because people were getting ready, and that everybody was doing their audition so that they could be drafted on the Negro. So when I look at this list that Alderman Lopez sent me, I said, I told you they was drafting. And it's like it's a letter to the mayor, but when you see everybody's name listed up under it, that's chief. If the person signed the letter and say all these people with us, but the letter come from us and it's signed by all of us, then I gotta ask y'all, do we ask the people whose payroll they own before we listen?
What?
Because y'all know I'm a lobbyist, right? So I have to file. So everybody I work for, I got to put, you can find out what I do. You know, people try to leverage against me. I tell the truth.
That's really the only way to find out who tied to who. Because it seems, I don't know what trumps what, power or money. But I know that if you look at where the money connects, you can get a really good roadmap.
For Negroes, it's money. Like, you will find any. And what white people with power have recognized is that black people aren't interested in power. They're interested in money. And so even your most self-righteous people are funded generally. Like, I always think, like, what is black and self-funded? And if it ain't black and self-funded, who's the white people that's paying for it? And why are they paying for it? Because, again, they need to have as many people on the shelf up front. Remember I told you we started to see, as you see, you will start to see people trying to utilize their social media voices. They will be taking these positions because their positions can be monetized. And I just got to tell you, when Alderman Lopez sent me that list, he sent me the letter. I was like, you signed off on this? So wait a minute. Y'all know that. Let me go to the phone lines because I'm going to stop because I'll be done. Everybody, I'm just telling y'all I'm not sharing the list. You know why I'm not sharing the list? Because it be y'all favorite superheroes. Then when y'all favorite superheroes be on the list, then y'all, either they want to be mad or y'all want to be mad because y'all can't believe that y'all favorite superheroes are on the payroll. Mugs be talking. They talk the most militant black stuff. If your name is listed under the white boy, you ain't running your joint. Can we agree with that? If the white boy sends the letter and your name is under the white boy's name in the letter, he the chief. Yes? Yes or no? So who you taking your orders from? Because you'd be surprised to know that some of your favorite superheroes be taking orders from, they'll come here, they'll tell you how pay attention. See who try to sell you what. See who tell you you ain't got no options. See who tell you what better how we gonna do any better. Pay attention, because right now, the Negro draft is happening. I think what was crazy was the white boy so arrogant, he don't recognize he putting people on blast. Right? Like somebody FOIA that letter, and now all the black people that's free ain't so free no more. Let's go to the live line. Let me talk to my man Bob Israel. Israel, you on the Mace Jackson Show. What's up, dog?
Shalom, bro. I'm a dog spelled backwards, and you are too. So,
there it is. There it is. What's up, my brother? You are God. What's up?
Yeah, there it is. You are too. That's what I'm saying. So, just get, don't get too. You remind me, I saw you before, man. Keep your chin up, man. You was down the station, you was down the dial, and it was getting to you, man. So, just keep in mind, you got the most powerful force in the universe behind you, and everybody ain't sold out. That's why I keep calling you, man. Everybody sold out. Everybody on this list. You about to have me stop like you about to stop on Negro. I ain't on that list. I can guarantee you.
No, you ain't on the list.
Two more ain't on that.
Everybody know. but boy, that's a list.
Come on, now. I already know it's always going to be a list. It goes back to Judas' days. I mean, you the son of a preacher, man. You know that Bible. That's why a couple of brothers, Jacob and all them, calling in kind of upset with you. They trying to explain something to you, but it's going to come to you, man, about Hebrew Israelites, we the original people. And not just you. I ain't going to point you out. Everybody in the world going to bow down to us one day. You know that book better than me, man. So, they keep coming at you, man. He coming at me, too. So don't take it personal. It's a few of us in the cut, just listening and learning. And just don't give up, man. Keep you that way it's going. Everything you've been trying to tell us when you're on the green tea and everything, I'm glad you told on. I ain't saying told on, but you exposed. And everything coming true. You see, they knocked him off the damn mantle. So Yahweh working mysterious ways, man. Keep that up. Just keep us that fight. I heard you say about them 6 companies. I don't even know if we got 6 constructed companies. I'm deep dive into the construction. I don't even think we got 6.
Think about this, though.
I've been talking about it. Come on, I've been doing this how long?
Right.
You know I've been doing this, and I don't even think we got 6 legitimate companies. So you can miss me with that.
See, but that's who our fight is for.
Go in the office. I know you're fighting for. I'm out here fighting. I'm out here fighting for people too that I don't even know, man. I'm fighting for these people. They coming up, bank accounts growing, and they don't even know how. I did this on my own. Jesus did it. Yeah, right. But I'm gonna get to you one day on that word black. That's what's hurting you. That word black is a color in the crayon book.
Hey man, look,
it's
y'all making it too difficult. Look, we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna actually talk about that one day. We're gonna have to do a show around that because I do think that there's a lot to Hebrew Israelitism that I like and that meets a need in my mind and heart. So we'll talk about that at some point. Hey y'all, that's brother Bob Israel. Let me just let y'all know, just show y'all how God works in mysterious ways. During a campaign, another campaign tried to pay Bob Israel to come, what they said, split his head to the white meat. And Bob was like, the dude with the dress, nah, man. And it was one of them things where he's like, look, man, they paid me to come over here, but I see you on some. And since that point, we always been, right? He was like, I can't be paid to do. And I always feel like God has put that hedge of protection around me. All right, another person who was not on the list, I seen him yesterday. Shout out to his better half, Tracy Bay. On the live line is Brother Muscle Shirt, Tyrone V-Neck Muhammad. What's up, dog? How you feeling? And no raps today, no raps. And, dog, you can't take my last 10 minutes. You got 2 minutes because you know you'll get to preaching. And the next thing you know, we'll be like, and we got to go. So go ahead, brother. What's up, my brother?
Yeah. Hey, how you doing, man? Thanks for the continuous fight, man. And listen, bro, thanks for coming out as well. All the guys and everybody came through, and it was a great time for Sister Tracy. But anyway, bro, it's just got to be done. Bob, me and Bob Israel talk all the time, and we have not just in those different spaces of politics, but even in the construction space, they put tokenism in front of us. But we're gonna change that because I'm no longer worried about what we don't have, who's not participating. My goal is just to raise 10,000 ex-cons. and we're going to crash the party. So we crashing your party and your election. We crashing your press conference. We crashing your business. We got $1,000 set aside to go to jail. We got $1,000 set aside to bust your damn head. We're not playing no more, man. It's black men. You said it earlier. Ex-guns, the only men and group and class and cast of individuals who recognize that, hey, man, we discriminated against, and we are no longer going to sit back and watch highfalutin Negroes carve up our women, children, our community, without putting some real effort and letting them know that it's not gonna happen. We're not playing, and we're gonna hold you accountable, or you got to get out the way. If you think you're gonna stand and speak for us and for white folks, then you're gonna be able to take this pressure when we come put your punk ass in the trunk. Bye.
That is our brother Tyrone Muhammad, who, hey man, you know I really am not. First of all, can I tell y'all? I went to Sister Tracy. Had her birthday party yesterday. She turned 50. Shout out to Tracy Bay. So, you know, it was all the ECCSC dudes, right? Jesus Christ, I got the lift to go to another one of them parties. I was like, hold on. Look, I saw my man Greg. I was like, I seen Greg, you know, he got he don't usually, I feel like yesterday, all the ECCSC dudes was all in like muscle gear. They was like, so I was like, damn, I'm really not staying long now because I could fit a whole hand in my
one of the safest places in the city.
Hey, yo, I would tell you, it was on and popping yesterday. But yeah, you want to go to the ECCSC meeting? You got to bench 275.
They be in there doing push-ups.
That right? You get there late? No, it ain't. Clearly, you ain't got a rap.
You got to get to the final boss. Ty, he waiting on you like this.
All right, yo. After you get through all of the physical, then you got to do the rap. You right? Hey, y'all. This is the Maze Jackson Show. Y'all, I guess I gotta ask you, realistically, who are the black people that are responsible for implementing the Latinx agenda? We got to put Madam President Toni Preckwinkle on that list. She's introducing it today. Who's watching? Because Ruthie, they got a whole list of events. I mean, think about she doing an event with the assessor who lied to us, gave Donald Trump a tax break, and then ran your taxes up.
And the people in the South suburbs drowning.
And the people in the South, and check this out. The crazy part is we told the black people in the South suburbs to vote for him because it'd be different. Ruthie, how are we participating in our own demise? Like, I guess the thing that's so crazy for me, and I'm going to let you answer, is why do I see this and nobody else does? Or I'm not going to say nobody else because maybe it's not me. Maybe sometimes I feel like it's crazy. Like, why isn't this disturbing to anybody? It doesn't bother anybody. It's like
the only thing that what we have to do is not within the popular opinion, or it's not within the popular rhetoric. It's not politically correct for us to openly say, hey, y'all, if we're going to retain our power as black people, we have to resist the Latino rise to power. That's not necessarily a conversation people are having in private. They'll have it in private, but any black elected official that's not pushing a black agenda is helping the Latino agenda.
So, like, why don't they, Ryan, I see you, man. Why don't they want to speak on it?
Because you know how when Trump and the Republicans be like anti-Latino, anti-immigration, and it's like it's vilified. And so as black people who have been oppressed, sometimes it don't feel good to oppress other people or to not let people rise to their power. But we are literally depleting as we speak. So if we don't, it's addition and subtraction. But if you are a black elected official and you are not actively promoting a black agenda, then you are helping the Latino agenda progress.
Can you be for black people without being anti-Latino?
I don't, and that's the challenge. Right now, we are in a position where as black people, our backs are so far against the wall that you have to come out swinging. We can't come out trying to hold hands. But that ain't popular.
I guess it just feels like, to me, we don't. Thank you, Dewan, for saying we got to put our mask on first. But I feel like we have been bred to be everybody deserves to live and do better than us. Collectively. I don't think that I don't know that our elected officials see the same worth and value in us, or that we even deserve the same. Because I was just thinking, like, again, Ruthie, when you look at all this, all the white people, ask any of these black elected officials that are making this stuff, how many black lobbyists are in, or how many black policy advisors do they have?
You know what we need?
What?
It's marketing. Latino people been beating this drum for so long that it's like a campaign they've been running. Kind of similar to like how the LGBTQ people had been running a whole campaign. You capture and change. But I'm saying, like, if you think about it, so what's wrong with us actively campaigning out loud and making it okay for us to talk about black power? Because they done did it. Like, literally, if you look at what literally so what's wrong with us being able to also talk about it, create our campaigns, have our elected officials hit the trail and talk about the black agenda?
Because they've been convinced that when you talk black, remember I told you, most black elected officials are convinced that once they start talking to the black folks, that they'll lose the white folks, even though the white votes ain't gonna be with you. Like, it's just crazy. Because we're always convinced we gotta deny ourselves in the effort of appeasing anybody else, and as soon as they get an option, they bounce on it.
But that's how we have been conditioned to survive in America. Is you separate yourself so you can get ahead. And we done place so much honor and okayness in that it's almost like a cycle of what we strive to do to get out. To get out from being labeled as a minority-owned business, because then you pigeonholed into a certain type of contract. We struggle to get out of some of these neighborhoods where people are committing these terroristic acts on us. We struggle to get out of spiritual bondage. And oftentimes better for us is more proximity to wealth and whiteness. So until we make up in our minds that we as black people are enough to sustain each other, we're going to keep on having these same issues. And the Latinos going to keep on passing us up until we say no.
It's interesting. This whole, hey man, I feel like I got to start doing lollipops and rainbows, cause, and when I say I want to do lollipops and rainbows, and I need to do talk. We need to get some pointers from DJ, and we could do Week Wednesday in the daytime and all that stuff, because this black stuff becomes frustrating, cause we allowed the only people that don't nobody gotta respect are black people. And black people affirm that you ain't gotta respect us. That's what's the crazy part. Like, black people tell you that Negro ain't jack.
Self-worth.
So, congratulations, y'all. It's Racial Equity Week. We are going to be checking out finding out the new Latino agenda out. Can somebody make it their job to figure out who the black people are that are responsible for implementing the Latino agenda? Like, it bothers me that when I look at the story in the paper, they got the sister with the braids up in there, and then they had the audacity to invoke George Floyd as part of what she said, an equity theater. As they talk about expanding the Latino power promotions and all of that good stuff. And then they throw a little slavery in there, so we can't forget. Because when you hear racial equity, you think, oh, they're going to count black people. Just think, We read the whole article, and the only thing we found out about was black women and slavery in 1619. Whew. Well, at least Riis made it. You know what I'm saying? We ain't even, and look, you see how nice I was? I didn't even,
You a nice person.
Riis, it was so great. Thank you for joining us today.
I appreciate it.
I'm glad that you made it, man. I'm glad you were safe. I'm glad nothing happened. Shame on that alarm for not setting itself last night. Dang,
Right?
man.
You know what time you needed to get up.
Right.
Precisely.
Tell them, well, you must got a Android or something?
No, I got an iPhone.
Your iPhone don't just got your patterns down and be like, set the alarm. Anyway, it don't make a difference. Because Riis, we're just happy you made it, man.
Thank you. My mental health is so well intact after you said that.
Thank you. I'm glad. To play some violins or something and maybe play a little dion because we got to get up out of here. This is the Maze Jackson Show. So for Maze and Ruthie, Riis, and I think we just gonna cut Todd because he made me print that paper. I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show, asking every single day, should I start changing it to what's in it for the Latino people? Because, I mean, it seemed like that's who gonna win. And maybe I need to align myself with the winners since we don't see no value in us. It's a lot of black people around here for that to be. Can we do like a poll? Can we get like a phone? Can we get some people to call all the elected officials and be like, what role are you playing in the Latino agenda? And then get their responses. Could we get like a call log to do that? A bank? Y'all don't want to do nothing. Like, what role are you playing in the Latino agenda? Oh, my job is to take all the housing. What is your job? Oh, y'all ain't getting no corn on none of the corners no more. And you? I will be selling all of we taking over you know what. So for Maze and Riis, Ruthie, skip Todd. I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show, asking every single day, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, man, Jesus, don't move to Cook County. Move to Cook County because they don't got an answer.
Adios, amigos.
Oh, God, and if you don't like it, you can still tell them. Maze, what's the word for say it?
I think it's like ser, but you got to conjugate it.
Okay.
Just say adios.
Adios, amigos. Until next time. And if you don't like it, you can still tell them. Maze said we're going to be bilingual next week. And if you don't like it, oh, dang, I said that. We out of here. Peace.
Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts, man. Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover-up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you can put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gonna sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to send it. We need some different players in the game to handle business. Too many shady characters like Madigan and Blago. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets with hood legends, DNA gets spilled on. Carjackers out here lurking, trying to get they steel on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Let us give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. And I'm concealed carry, I stay with the pipe. But Illinois gun laws giving minimal rights. Stay up on the swivel, make sure I'm moving tight. Check all of my mirrors when I pull up to the light. Pick my homie up from out of town, man, he caught a flight. He was hella nervous, told him, shorty, this is a way of life. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks.